Andy.
Yes, Mike.
Do you like 50-Foot Nerds merchandise?
I do indeed.
The buy stuff, bitch!
Yeah, we'll get started. I'm debating whether to use some or all of that,
No,
well, I don't.
Don't
yeah.
use all of it now, because it was too long.
Yeah.
We'll save that for another time.
I'll just cut all that out. I'll just use some of the discussion we had about random shit.
Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of it. We should just do everything we've just had there. We should just use as a different episode. Well, cut some stuff out, but you know.
Yeah. I was going to say, to be fair, that's one problem we have with this. We do like two podcasts in one.
Yeah.
We do the normal podcast that has all the news articles, and before it, we do a whole Smodcast type podcast of just us talking that no one ever hears, apart from maybe a clip or two.
Oh, dude, that's what we should start doing, man. We should start doing like 2 a week, something like that. We should put one out as the random shit we chat.
50-foot extra.
Yeah. You should do one of the random shit that we talk about otherwise.
We should start 50-Foot Tangents, episode 1. 50-foot
Yeah. We could do.
They came like a bolt out of the blue to discuss everything in geekdom. When Andy and Mike get together, it is the attack of the 50-Foot Nerds.
Hello, and welcome to episode 18 of the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds. You may know me as Nagini! But my name is Mike Bell, and with me is my Mr. Wiggle of a co-host.
Mr. Wiggles! No, it's Andy Weirs.
I'll put the clips in afterwards, Andy, you don't need to do it.
Darn.
Mr. Wiggles!
Oh well. Yes, it's episode 18 of the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds. How are you all? Good, nice to hear it. So, we're going to start the show, as we always do. But first, I'm going to tell you, if you want to, how you can get in touch with us. You can contact us via the usual methods. We bore you with it every week, but hey, let's just say it, because it's everyone's first episode. Everyone? No, it's someone's first episode. Shut up. Anyway, you can catch us on our Twitter, which is at 50footnerds. You can email us, 50footnerds@gmail.com, with any of your inquiries, questions, comments, or t-shirt or iPhone case orders. Or you can like us up on Facebook. Please do. It's good. We're on facebook.com/Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds. So then...
And if you fancy being in one of our newly created porn films, just tweet at 50nutfilms.
We haven't created that account yet, have we?
No, we haven't, but I intend to.
Okay, we will do. So, yes.
Just because it'd be amusing.
Well, we're back. It's only been a week this time, which is nice.
Yep.
So I'm going to ask you, Andy, and say, how has your week been?
It's not been too bad. I had to go back to the old house because they were like, you've left the garden in a mess. And it's like, well, it was in a mess when we moved in because you never bothered getting a gardener. And they're like, prove it.
I think
we're like, oh, don't be a twat.
I think you told us this on the last episode, didn't you?
Well, either way, I had to go back all week to clean it.
Andy, you've got to go back to the old house.
Indeed. I actually gave in the keys yesterday before I picked up Connor, and I was like, there you go, there's the keys, so I don't have to... I've cleaned out the kitchen. I got rid of the fridge because it was mine anyway, because they were like, oh, the fridge should be cleaned out, and I looked in it, I was like, I thought I cleaned this, but this is covered in mould. Fuck it, it's mine anyway. It only cost 20 quid. I'm sticking it outside and getting the people to throw it away. And then I said, I've done the best I can with the garden. The grass is short, but there's some parts where I actually had to give it a comb over. He's like, and the guy was like, what? And I'm like, because there was some of the grass that just wouldn't cut. But luckily enough, it was next to all the bits where when I raked the grass, it pulled it all off, so there was just piles of dirt. So when I raked it over, it just formed a comb over, so it looks like it's all grass.
Okay.
But let's see. Other than that, I discovered that the new Power Rangers series is actually halfway decent. And it has it's gone back to the awesome theme tune.
Right.
What else? Was going to have band practice today, but it turned out that Scott couldn't make it, so we've not bothered. which is good because then me and Connor spent all day watching Power Rangers, like I just said. And it turned out that you were a bit psychic as well.
Am I? Insert the spooky psychic music here.
I never found any spooky psychic music, did I?
Well, I did, so it's okay. I'll put it in.
Oh, okay. Was that last episode then? Because I don't remember.
I think
episode 16.
Episode 16's got some in. Episode 17's got a little bit in as well.
Right. Okay. Because I haven't listened to either of those yet. So
shocking and disgraceful. And to be fair, I haven't finished episode 16. Listened to that all the way through yet.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry.
It's fine. They'll have heard it by the time they hear this.
That's true. As long as they hear it, then that's all right.
Yes. But yeah, we went to Wentworth this morning because it was the farmers' market. Me, Connor, and Grandma, and we're basically we're looking.
Not be a tree fitty story.
No, wait for it.
Okay.
But it kind of is.
Oh, well, fuck you in advance then.
No. This seriously happened.
Okay.
This isn't me setting up for, I need about 350, fucking monster from the Cretaceous period. No, this is where you were psychic. Because you remember how you told me that you tried to set up for getting me back with a 350 story when Demonic was on. And you said,
I believe so.
Yeah, you said, oh yeah, we had a food truck come outside our work and they were selling kangaroo burgers or some shit. And he said to me, I need 350.
Yeah.
We were going round and then the place that was selling ostrich burgers was there again. And I looked, and this time they were selling kangaroo burgers. Guess how much they were?
About 350?
Yes!
Oh.
I just looked and went, the fuck?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the ostrich burgers were 350 as well. I was like, what the hell? My brain just exploded. Connor's looking at me like, Daddy, what's wrong? I'm like, ah!
He said to him, Connor, quick, I need about 350.
Yeah. It was fucking scary. I just sort of looked at it and went, the frick? And then Connor just, as we were going past some things, he went to some random stall and just starts talking to the woman who owns it about Iron Man.
Okay.
Yeah, she said, oh, hello, and he's like, he's like, look at this, because he's got this toy Iron Man thing, you know, it has the thing that shoots like 2 missiles or something from the bottom, and it's got the part that goes on the palm of your hand that actually looks like the blaster thing that Iron Man has in his palm.
A repulsor, right?
Yeah, he's basically he's got one of those, and he starts like wafting it about, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we were watching Iron Man last night," and then Connor's like, "Oh, I like Iron Man," and just having this random conversation with the woman. I'm just stood there going, I don't know, just keep talking to him. It's fine. He does that to everyone. Whenever we get, if we ever get pizza while he's here, he always waits until they come, and then I open the door to give them the money, and then he just suddenly appears behind me and just starts going, "Are you the pizza man? What are you doing? What have you got?" I've just been watching this. It's like, go back in there. I'm waiting for a pizza. And he's like, no, Daddy, I'm talking to the man. I'm like, God.
What have we got there? Who's that? What are you?
It's pretty
like
much
some kind of curious parrot or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's insane.
Well,
it's like last night while I was trying to fix the boiler because we've been having problems with the boiler all weekend.
Yeah.
I switched it on, and then when I heard some shuffling out like on the hall because the boiler's in the little bedroom. Right. I heard some shuffling out on the hall, and I thought, oh, Grandma's come upstairs to see if I've done it. But I looked out, and Connor's just stood at his bedroom door with the baby gate, like just hung over it. like his arms draped over it, looking like he's just tried to climb out and then promptly fallen asleep on the gate. And I went, "What are you doing?" He just looks at me and he smirks and goes, "Dunno." I'm like, get back in bed then.
Oh, kids, man, the boss. Well, my kid, she started school this week. She went for her first day at school, and that was fun. I braved my horrific migraine that I had on Wednesday morning. I drove over to the ex's house and walked the kid to school, and she was fine. Like, you were speaking to her in the morning, you said, "You're excited for it?" She's like, "Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, not really." You know, seems like they're cool as a cucumber. She's like, "You're all more excited than me." So we walked it in, and we got there. And we got her in the classroom, and that. She was fine. She found a little peg. She hung up her coat and that. And but she held my hand, and then I felt the grip tighten when she realised this is it. And I was like, "You're gonna have to let me go now, you know." And she got tight hold. And she sat down at the little tables with the little chairs, and so we started to walk out. We're waving to her, and we just see the little bottom lip just go down, and she just looked at us and went, "I'll miss you." At which point, the ex went into floods of tears, which set the kid off. So that was fun trying to walk away from that. But she was fine. She calmed down and everything. And then literally, as soon as we finished that, there's me trying to fucking hold back my own tears, trying to stave off this fucking horrendous migraine. And then I went round to Paul's to record the little section you will have heard in episode 17 where we discussed Asylum of the Daleks. Yeah. So Paul had the kettle on for me ready.
For this episode, I'll be able to join you.
Yes, yeah. Well, we're going to try and get Paul on either via the Skype like we normally do the episode, or if he can't get on Skype, if he can't get a microphone sorted in time, what we're going to do is we're going to get him on the FaceTime on my phone, and so he'll be talking through my microphone as well. I'll have my mobile like up to the phone, up to the microphone. Yeah. So that'll be interesting. So we'll figure something else.
Kind of weird.
Yes, we'll figure something else. Anyway, so other than that, my week's been pretty normal. I went and watched the DVD on Friday and went to my folks over the weekend. Yeah, that's really it. A DVD, yes. What did I watch? Watched Rec 3. Yes, good film. Really enjoyed that film. Anyway, so that's what we've been up to. Should we start the show?
Yeah, can do.
Okay, let's rock into the film section. No, it's not. It's people section. People geek them. Go!
Whichever section it is.
Shriek in terror. It's time to discuss people in geekdom.
Okay.
So, TV news.
Yes, okay. Took through this week. Now, our first, we're going to start off on a happy note, because, you know, us, we like to get evil and destroy everything. So we'll start happy and talk about Christian Bale. Christian Bale this week, I think it was in conjunction with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, probably, usually is. Doesn't actually say in the article though, so that doesn't help. But Christian Bale flew a 4-year-old cancer sufferer out to meet him and his family at Disneyland. That doesn't make any sense the way that's written. It sounds like Christian Bale flew a small child to meet him and his family. It's like, this is my brother Bill. This is
That's what I was thinking when I read it, until I read the next line, where it's like, flew...
Yeah, that literally reads, Christian Bale, this is from digitalspy.co.uk, it says, Christian Bale has flown a 4-year-old cancer sufferer to meet with him and his family at Disneyland. Okay. The Dark Knight Rises star flew Jaden Barber and his entire family to Los Angeles for lunch at Disney's Club 33. So, he flew the kid and his family, not just the kid, to come and meet his family.
Yeah, that'd be creepy.
You're going to live with me.
It's like, shh, this is my boyfriend.
Let's take over and become the new Robin.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna die, Batman! I don't care! You must have friends that can take over from you.
I work for the Foundation. They'll give me as many children as I need.
I make the wishes round here.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a photo there of Christian Bale.
Where's the boss of Make-A-Wish? Where is he?
I was just about to say something really evil then. Can I say it?
Yeah, do it.
You don't have the cancer you want. You have the cancer you deserve.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
No.
That's really evil. The kid's going to die. Or is he? Well, we'll find out. It says here that little Jaden has battled cancer for the last 2 years. You have bone cancer in 2010, then MDS, leukemia, since last year. The disease was initially believed to be terminal after a bone marrow transplant in a year, but Barbara's cancer is now said to be in remission. So he's going to live.
Cool.
Yes. So we can't make cancer jokes because he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although I've always been of the opinion, I know loads of people on the internet are like, oh, you shouldn't make fun of this, you shouldn't make fun of that. I basically got to the point where I'm like, no.
You've got to own that.
Because I got into this conversation with someone at work because they were like, "Oh, Facebook haven't taken down all these groups." And I'm like, "What's that?" And she's like, "Oh, all these ones making dead baby jokes and stuff." I'm like, "Why should they?"
Do you have a
And
dead
she's
baby?
like-
No. Well, it doesn't affect you then, does it?
And she's like, "Oh, well, it's mean." I'm like, "No, people should make. In my opinion, people should make jokes about shit like that." And she's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." You should make jokes about everything.
Yeah.
The only way that you beat your fear is by laughing in its fucking face.
Yeah, Zoe.
In my opinion.
Make you look like clowns.
Exactly. It's like, oh yeah, am I scared to die? No, I'm just going to make fun of death and talk about how I'm going to kick him in the balls.
Yeah. Only the good and so on.
Yeah, if I had cancer, I'd be going, don't worry, but, I'm going to turn into the Hulk any minute, probably.
Oh boy! I did it once, I swear!
Precisely. Make myself green.
Well, next up this episode, we've got the actor Colin Salmon. You'd know him. He's been in a bunch of James Bond movies. He's also been in pretty much every science fiction movie you can think of.
Him.
You may know him best as the guy, the black guy from Resident Evil 1. He gets sliced up to little tiny cubes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's actually back in the new Resident Evil film that's coming out soon.
How?
I think they put them back together. Self-tape. Well,
they probably talked to. They probably went to the same people who one of the residents at my old workplace was talking about. Because we got. I think I've mentioned this before.
who
where
was this Resident Evil?
Hey. No. It was Patient Zero. No. It was one of the residents. She had. I don't know whether it was full-blown dementia or whether she knew she was talking rubbish half the time. But she was always like, "Oh, I had me and such carer, me and Mel the carer we have a villa in Palestine and a villa in Spain, and I've had 8 sets of twins, and I'm pregnant with my 9th set, and yeah, and the woman's like 90, by the way."
Oh well, good luck to you, love.
And she's like. Oh, and they sent such and such out. They sent my kid out to the war, and they sent Mel out to the war, and he died. And then they're sending him out again. I'm like, but if he died, how are they sending him out again? And she just looked at me and goes, I don't know. They fixed him.
Depends how dead he was.
I'm like, okay. He'd be graveyard dead.
No. But the. Actually, yeah, we haven't got a graveyard dead this week, so he can be our graveyard dead. Yeah, no one died this week. I was amazed. Not even Tom Kenny died this week.
As much as people apparently want him to.
Yeah, we just talking about on Twitter there. One of the trending topics right now is Tom Kenny is dead. The fellow who does the voice of SpongeBob was like, no, he's not. Because we could be completely wrong, and he really has died. Because we've done that.
Oh, that would be so bad. Yeah, we've done that before. Who did it? We did it with.
He's gone up to see fucking Michael Clark Duncan. I'm dead. Oh my! Why are you talking like that? I don't know.
Let's see. Let me just check for Bill Nye.
He's not dead, trust me. Well, anyway, I'll tell you the story about Colin Salmon. Anyway, Colin Salmon has signed up to appear in the series Strictly Come Dancing on BBC One, which is the UK version of Dancing with the Stars. He joins illustrious lineups.
Which started first?
UK one started first.
So Dancing with the Stars is the American version of Strictly.
Yeah, but we had Come Dancing here in the UK, didn't we? And then it got rebooted into Strictly Come Dancing. So, but America doesn't really know Come Dancing. That's why they changed it to Dancing with the Stars.
Okay.
But yeah, he joins such illustrious members in the lineup of Girls Aloud star Kimberly Walsh, Westlife's Nick Byrne, TV presenter Richard Arnold, and CBBC star Danny Harmer. No one's heard of any of them. So, yeah. And it's still to be presented by...
The woman from Tracy Beaker.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
What?
She'd be doing it. So there we go.
Huh.
That's what Colin Salmon's up to. What's Nicolas Cage up to?
I'm a vampire! 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 I'm a vampire!
Well...
Bees!
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah!
Nicolas Cage is reported to be stalking Vanessa Hudgens.
Huh.
He's doing a film with her at the moment, a film called The Frozen Ground. And tabloid, let's see, this is Star Magazine, has reported that Hudgens was aware of his so-called reputation for freaking out younger co-stars, but had no idea that just how much he would make a squirm until they began working together. Okay, hang on, this is an insider. The insider should be giving us this.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, you need to read the next line, and then it's like a friend of Hudgens stated.
Okay, a friend of Hudgens stated...
No, Cage...
Cage allegedly...
unnerved the starlet so much that she... That was that the insider voice?
It's a little bit like an old lady.
Oh, yes. Unnerved the starlet so much that she begged directors to banish him from the set.
A friend of Hudgens stated...
He's constantly watched her and even showed up on days when he wasn't filming to see her.
Oh,
Vanessa finally... What?
Hi.
Vanessa finally asked the directors to intervene and keep him away because she couldn't concentrate on her performance.
I just wanted to come and see her, yeah.
I've just got a mental image. She's halfway through a serious take and he just runs through the background screaming, I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire!
Let's see. A representative for Cage slammed the report, stating that there is absolutely no basis for the claims. The rep described the story as beyond ridiculous and absurd. Yeah, so Nicolas Cage, is he stalking her? We just don't know. I hope so. We just ended up in the middle of the night going, hi.
I heard your boobs are triangles.
What? Oh, Nick, you crazy son of a bitch. Next story. This is about a guy we actually talked about it's something we talked about the other week, actually. I think it was on episode 16. This is about Harold Perrineau, who played Michael in Lost, has revealed that people still see him on the street and shout. Yeah, he says, I was about to do this sort of voice time, but I don't know what his voice is. I don't know. Shall I do it in what was the voice that came up?
I'm surprised, honestly. Every day there's at least 5 people who only say, Walt!
The actor told TV Guide.
That's all they say. It's always surprising, like, again, today?
Well, there you go.
There you go, there's his voice from now on.
Hello!
I'm Michael!
I was in the Matrix!
You may remember me from being stuck on an island. I had a child, I lost him once, I had to yell, Walt! And then the dog disappeared.
And it turned out to be all in the mind of Chipmunk.
Yes, it's slightly annoying. I remember I made a deal with Ben, and then I shot someone, and then something.
I tried to crash my car into a wall, and I couldn't. And then, for some reason, my child was 17 foot tall, even though he'd only been gone for 5 minutes.
Indeed.
Yeah. Who's next? Right, this is Chris O'Dowd from the IT crowd. I love saying that. He's basically said that the IT crowd ain't really coming back. It was originally commissioned for fifth series, but Graham and Linehan has now said that ain't going to happen. So, because everyone was kind of geared up for a final series, the fact that that's now been taken away is Chris O'Dowd's gone on record and said he wants some closure. Yeah. He says, I don't think we said goodbye to them properly. We need closure, as they say. Where's me Lucky Charms?
So
now, from the IT crowd. I want closure on the IT crowd. Me and Moss need to run off into the sunset together. I did it all day. Have you met my sister, Clarice Starling?
I'm Clarice Starling, and I watch gay porn.
Okay. So, yeah, so Dad wants to come back.
That's a reference to last week.
Indeed, I know that one. Yeah, Chris O'Dowd wants to come back to the IT crowd. Well, we've only got one more story in People and Geekdom this week, and it's, of course, what would the show be without a whiny bitch alert? Okay, and this week's whiny bitch is the German briefcase company Rimowa GmbH. I tried to say that as a whole word, but I realised it's not.
Rimowa GmbH.
Yes, it's the briefcase design company. The Marvel were originally supposed to put out the Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 1 Adventures Assembled Blu-ray box set. It was supposed to be a box set of the Avengers and all the movies leading up to the Avengers. It was going to be basically modelled on the briefcase that Nick Fury has in the movie that he puts the Tesseract into, Cosmic Cube. The briefcase manufacturers basically said that yes, they gave Marvel and Disney the rights to use the briefcase in the movie. However, they did not give them the rights to reproduce that briefcase in terms of merchandising. So the DVD set was, rather, the Blu-ray set was all set to come out in a few weeks' time. And now they're like, oh, no. And it looks like they're going to sue Marvel. Yeah, so the box set has been removed from sale currently, and everyone who's pre-ordered it has been had an email sent to them by Marvel from like Amazon and what have you, and they've said that it's being looked into at the moment, but when it does come out, which is probably going to be in around about March of next year, whether it comes out in the briefcase or redesigned packaging or not, they're going to make for it by adding in extra bonus content, which will most likely be a behind the scenes of Iron Man 3 or something like that, but
but do you know what? That gives them the opportunity that what they should do is, I'm sending you this, I think you'll have seen it before. Instead of going to like, okay, we can't do the briefcase, fine, we're doing a case that is the helicarrier.
I've seen that. That is gorgeous, but that is fan-made. A guy did that off his own back. But
I know, but they should totally... That would be so awesome if it existed.
I know. Oh, man, it's gorgeous as well. It's basically the helicarrier, the parts of it fold out, and they've got the DVDs inside, is what we're looking at here. But I would imagine it's probably still going to be...
By increasing the space in the carrier's main hull, you could hold 50 discs in this thing.
Jesus. Jesus. Marvel probably still going to be going with the briefcase design, but whether it's the one used in the movie or a separate one. The Boston.
Then again, this case would cost fucking loads.
It is a lot.
Because it's 12-inch tall, 26-inch long, and possessing a 16-inch wingspan.
Oh, the carrier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this briefcase, what was going to happen with it is you've got to open it up and the Cosmic Cube inside would light up.
Oh, that would... Oh, fuck!
Yeah.
Awesome!
Everyone's pissed because they're not going to get it. But they will do in some form, I would imagine. But whether it's the briefcase used in the movie, I don't know. But look for it on Blu-ray and DVD in the UK on September 17th, and you won't get a Joss Whedon commentary, as we discussed. So yeah, because...
Get our commentary instead.
Exactly. We will do that. So, that's all of our people in Geekdom then. So, let's move on and talk about films then.
Thrills and chills abound in movie news.
Okay. Right. First bit of film news I've got this week is it's been rumoured that there is a director's cut of The Dark Knight Rises on its way.
I thought Christopher Nolan didn't do that.
Well, we know there are deleted scenes from this film. For example, one of the costume designers was saying recently about how there's a whole sequence about Bane making his mask or something and doing training with Ra's al Ghul and what have you. I've got the article up from ain'titcool.com. It says here, costume designer, there's a whole sequence on Bane's origin that was filmed but never used in the movie. In addition, the website Nuke the Fridge states that there are new scenes with Ra's al Ghul, played by Liam Neeson, that were filmed as well. And in total, all these deleted sequences would add an extra 30 minutes to the movie. Now,
cool.
I personally think there's a lot of stuff that is missing from that movie that if added in would make a bit more sense.
Yeah.
But, I'd like to see like the hour the Batman spent putting all the petrol on the side of the bridge to make it. He's like, the world's about to blow up, but I need to put this here so I can be a symbol for the people. Why are you doing that, Batman? I don't know.
I'm also practicing my Gene Simmons impression.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I mean, could you deal with that like a 3.5 hour long Batman movie?
Oh hell yeah!
But half the footage won't even be of him in the Bat costume, and he's hardly in it as it is.
I don't mind.
Well, we'll have to see if that comes true or not. But we shall see. What's next? Oh, right. This is a rumour that's come out this week about Thor 2: The Dark World. According to a report from the Playlist, it's deemed that Marvel wants to introduce Doctor Strange in that movie.
Ooh.
Oh, it says that Marvel are considering bringing the character into the sequel as a colleague of Natalie Portman's Jane Foster, aiding her cosmic research.
That could be cool.
Essentially fulfilling the role, the Stellan Skarsgård role in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It will be Doctor Strange in this one. And it says here that Warrior star Joel Edgerton is being lined up for the role. I don't know who he is, really. I'm not too familiar with him. I believe he was in the Hunger Games as well, wasn't he? I seem to recall saying his name when we were talking about the MTV Awards. Let's see. Maybe. Or maybe not, because I can't see anything about it. Anyway.
Oh well. I still don't know where I got the idea that Chris Hemsworth wasn't playing Thor.
Hey?
No, he is. It's just for some reason I got that in my head, because I remember mentioning it in a previous episode going, oh, is he actually playing them? I thought he wasn't. And you were like, yeah, he signed like a 7-movie deal or something.
Now, personally, I don't know why you would put Doctor Strange... And, I mean, I can understand that he opens up a realm of magic and stuff. But, really, is he needed? I want to see more stuff with Thor and the Warrior 3 and everyone. It was bad enough that we didn't get much time with them in the first Thor movie. That's difficult to say. But to kind of put them on the sidelines for another Marvel character instead. I mean, granted, I know this would be a Marvel team movie then, essentially. Which would be pretty cool. But, see, Doctor Strange isn't really an Avenger. And he's not got his own, standalone movie planned after this. I really don't see the point of sticking him in this. Although, granted, again, at the same time, I don't think the Doctor Strange movie would work on its own anyway. I just don't think the character's strong enough for this other movie.
Fair enough.
Mm. What about
Still surprised. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with Doctor Strange. Whenever I've seen him, he's always been with the Avengers already in the comics. So,
as I'm saying, he's always hanging around people. I think he works as a team-up character, but again, yeah, I don't know if I want to see him in my Thor. But anyway, who's next? Right, James Cameron. James Cameron has said this week that he has an idea for a fourth Avatar movie. He's currently
told you.
Well, he's currently working on Avatars 2 and 3 at the moment.
I'm sure that once I said, "Oh yeah, he's doing Avatars 2, 3, and 4," and you were like, "Oh no, he's only doing 2 and 3."
Well, he says he has an idea for Avatar 4. He's not said that he's definitely doing it. Okay. So they're shooting 2 and 3 back to back. So he told NTV News, he says, I've got an idea for the fourth one. I haven't really put pen to paper on it, but basically it goes back to the early expeditions at Pandora and kind of what went wrong with the humans in the Na'vi and what it was like to be an explorer living in that world. Because basically, when we drop in, even in the first film, in Avatar 1, as it would be known in the future, we're dropping into a process that's 35 years into whole colonisation. That'll be a complete arc, and if that leads into more, then we'll start not imitating Star Wars, but it's a logical thing to do because we'll have completed the thematic arc by the end of 3. The only thing to do then is to go back and see what it was like on those first expeditions and create some new characters that then become legacy characters in later films. It's a plan. So basically what he's saying is, oh yeah, we're going to do 2 and 3, but if we want some more money, then we'll go back and do another one. It's essentially what he's saying.
Yeah, he's basically like I'm pretty sure you said before, he's like, I made Titanic, and I made Aliens.
And Terminator.
So, fuck what y'all think.
You know what I mean? It does feel like, I'll make 2 and 3, and if I can bother, I'll do number 4. Yeah. I didn't even like the first one, so I don't want to see the other 2, let alone the fourth. Boring. It's boring. You can seriously cut like an hour and a half out of that movie, and nothing would change. It might actually make it better. What's next? Okay, right. Daniel Craig. As we talked about Colin Salmon before, in being in the Bond movies, Daniel Craig has been contracted to play Bond at least 2 more times.
Ooh.
That's it, yeah. He's got his third Bond movie, Skyfall, out next month. And it says here that his contract has been extended for at least 2 more appearances, with the option for further. It says that he was reportedly offered an 8-deal movie picture. 8-deal movie. He was offered an 8-deal picture. He was offered an
8-deal contract. 8-picture contract.
Yeah. He was offered an 8-picture contract by the studio. Doesn't know whether he's taken that up or not, but he's definitely doing at least 2 more Bond movies. So that'll take him to 5. So he's only got to do another 2 then to tie with Roger Moore and Sean Connery.
Oh, did they both do 7?
I think so. Got a feeling they did anyway. Oh no, that's.
Oh God!
I know the longest.
Don't get any more feelings.
I know Connery did 7, I think. So yeah.
Oh. He got kicked out because he was spending too much time with his hands.
Oh yes, so Daniel Craig wants to overtake me as that most times as Bond, does he? Well, I think I'll go over there and slap him with my sexy hands. Say there, Daniel Craig. You want to be James Bond? No, you're just a pansy in your underpants. I hit you. I'm going to shoot you in the face. Not once, not twice, but 007 times. Fuck you! So there you go. Right.
Oh no, I'm getting younger and I'm becoming Bane.
Daniel Craig, I hate you, and I will slap you with my sexy hands. And so on.
Punishment must be more severe,
etc. Hand and slap. Yeah. So Daniel Craig, I don't like him as James Bond. We're stuck with him for 2 more. Speaking of more films, is Chucky's back. Chucky, they've started filming Chaos of Chucky, the 6th installment in the Child Play series. Started filming in Canada this week. Brad Dourif, I think we've reported on this previously, Brad Dourif is back as the voice of Chucky, and also his daughter, Fiona Dourif, seems to be the female lead in the movie. Now, it's not a case of nepotism. She's actually an actress in her own right, appearing in the new movie, The Master. She's also been in True Blood and Deadwood. So there's been this movie is written and directed by Don Mancini, who is also one of the writers on the Chucky reboot. So yeah, so he's doing a sequel and rebooting his own franchise, which is fair enough. As long, if a creator wants to reboot it based on the advances in technology since the original movie came out, I don't have as much of a problem with that as a studio saying we need some money, let's reboot something that we know works.
Yeah.
That's why I'm cautiously optimistic about the Evil Dead remake, because it's being handled by Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell and Rob Tappert. Who
are obviously the guys who all did the original.
Yeah. So, and Don Mancini, he knows Chucky inside and out. So,
I mean, the best example of remakes doing that is what you said before with Douglas Adams with Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah.
It's just all of them were handled by Douglas Adams.
Yeah.
And he's just I thought of better things to put in stuff, so I improved it.
That's exactly it. So you've hit the nail on the head there.
So that's how they should be, rather than what made money. Aha!
Yeah. It's I remember David Cronenberg, I remember reading that the studio wanted to do a remake of The Fly. They wanted to remake his version of it, which in terms of remake in itself. But I remember David Cronenberg, when that story first came out, he was like, well, I'd do it. I'd remake it. Because I know I can do it better now. And if he thinks that he can do The Fly better than he did it originally, which was phenomenal, then I'm all for that. So it's, I'd say if someone who's gone before thinks they can do it better again, that's fair enough. But yeah. Anyway, so what? Yeah. So Chucky's coming back. We got some casting news now. First up, we've got some casting news on Kick-Ass 2. Now, there was a photo tweeted by Christopher Mintz-Plasse this week of a female torso. I think you can see that in the article there. Christopher Mintz-Plasse, obviously, best known as McLovin, plays Red Mist, aka the motherfucker, in Kick-Ass 2, Balls to the Wall. It's been kind of rumoured this week, almost certainly. I mean, we know what Jeff Wadlow was like for rumour on Jim Carrey that turned out to be true. That was confirmed this week as well. But it seems that bodybuilder Olga Kurkalina has been cast as Mother Russia, the hulking bodyguard of Red Mist. Now, I've seen photos of this girl, other than the one that's been tweeted there, and she's big. She's big. So I could definitely see her playing the role, but I don't know if she's any good as an actress. But then again, not having read Kick-Ass 2, the comic, I don't know how much of a role, how much, she has to do, other than to be big and fight people.
Yeah, fair point. I didn't realise Turk was in this.
Yeah. It's Donald Faison. He's coming in, yeah. It's got quite a good cast, actually, from the way it's been shaping up. Definitely interested to see where this one can go, yeah. Yes, so let's see. Next bit of casting news we've got is, well, this was a no-brainer, really, this one. Is a bit of casting for the World's End, the new movie by Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Paddy Considine has been cast in the World's End. He was obviously in the last of the Three Colours Cornetto trilogy, which was Hot Fuzz. And
yeah,
he's back.
I still remember him doing that whole thing where there's the shot of him and his cop mate walking off, and then him just sticking his head back into frame again to stare at them again, and then disappearing. I love Paddy Considine. I love seeing him do comedy. I mean, as much as I love him in serious drama, like I love Dead Man's Shoes. It's one of my favourite movies. Just this moment. Is it him that's in? I'm sure one of the guys that was in Hot Fuzz is in Prometheus.
That's Rafe Spall. That's the other copper. That's the other Andy.
I thought so.
Yeah. Now Paddy Considine is in Dead Man's Shoes, and he's just got this moment where it's played so understated the entire movie, essentially for the most part. And there's just this one moment where there's all these scallies and stuff, and he's come back from the army, and these scallies have been messing with his brother and stuff, and one of the scallies just comes over to him, and he's just...
The fuck are you looking at? Jump cunt.
Like that, and just... It's just the way he just snaps at him like that. Oh, it's fucking genius, man. Absolute genius. I mean, if you've never seen it before, check out the movie Dead Man's Shoes. It's brilliant. It's a film by Shane Meadows, who did obviously the This Is England movie and TV series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Definitely check it out. It's fantastic. And also stars Tony Kebbell, who we've talked about him previously. He was supposed to be in the American Akira.
Oh yeah.
One who basically told them to go fuck themselves and everything. And
until he got his casting redone as Gary Oldman.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely check that movie out. I mean, Toby Kebbell in it plays lad with learning difficulties, and the way he does that is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so check that one out. We're going to round off the film section now, but with a 50-foot trailer. Okay, so our 50-foot commentary this week is for a new movie coming out called The Bay, which is directed by Barry Levinson, who is director of quite high acclaim, actually, really. Did one of my favourite movies, which is Wag the Dog, which, if you've never seen that, it's a great political satire movie, fantastic. Got Robert De Niro and Dustin Hoffman in it. He also directed What Just Happened, that was out a couple of years ago. Sphere, Good Morning Vietnam. He also did Toys, but we'll kind of gloss over that one.
I like Toys.
Well, I don't. So he's also an executive producer on Oz.
You should like Toys. Goosh!
Well, The Bay is a found footage movie, and this is really, with Barry Levinson doing it, is really one of the big high-profile directors to get involved. He's probably the first one to actually get involved in the found footage genre. Obviously, we had J.J. Abrams was involved in Cloverfield, but he actually directed it. So, so we shall take a look at this then and see how Barry Levinson does. Now, this is the trailer. It says The Bay official trailer. It's on the Joe Blow Movie Network channel on YouTube. The trailer is 2 minutes and 27 seconds long. Do you have yours ready, sir?
I do indeed.
And if everyone is ready, then in 3, 2, 1, play.
Restricted.
Da-da-da.
911, what are you reporting?
That's a big graveyard.
You say something bad?
She's been shot by the police.
A vagina.
I need me some Tampax.
Good morning, Maryland. I am in Claridge, the host of our annual July 4th party. Oh my god.
It happened in Clarice.
We're in the middle of some kind of viral outbreak. It's eating their organs, intestines, liver. It goes for kidneys.
Kidney.
Has chemical steroid in it.
Hey, we got a situation
Yeah, because chemical steroids really makes you do that.
The footage was leaked by an anonymous source. Fucking lots of it. Loads of different sources, apparently.
It was leaked by a man in a V for Vendetta mask.
Julian Assange presents...
Hey, look, a fish! Oh no! This fish has an inbuilt frog ejector.
Without approval from a higher authority.
I couldn't afford a proper cam, so here's my webcam.
Isopods eating right through the fish's tongue.
There's something really wrong. Help me.
It's eating them from the inside.
Brains!
Do you hear
Creepy.
that?
This certainly looks interesting.
Yeah, it does.
Go away!
Fuck you!
I'm going to show the world what happened here.
But first, here's my piece.
If you find this tape, just please get it out.
Oh, I found the tape. Fine. I don't know how you're going to see this, but... See? I told you it was zombies.
Well, what do you think of that?
It looks pretty interesting. Some of it is like... I'm hoping it'll turn out that the water's being infected by bath salts.
Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but I caught a fish, and it's at my baby. So,
Yeah, but that whole thing where he's like, oh look, that parasite, it's eaten through the fish's tongue. It's like, yeah, there is a parasite that already does that.
I think that's what they're playing on, though. They're playing on stuff like that, because as you say, there's this parasite that kind of eats the host's tongue, and then sits there in its place, so any meals that the host eats, it eats instead. And the host eventually dies, and it moves on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Rah.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, see?
His name is Steve. He's a parasite, see?
They lived in a bay. No relation to Michael Bay, because he's a racist. See? But,
that's why
no, it does look
saying
interesting.
before, go away. Michael Bay was walking towards him in a hood with a burning cross.
Yeah.
Get out of here. I hate you.
Tea? Time to leave? No, yeah, this... What?
Tea.
Yeah.
Great.
No, but it does look interesting. I'll probably give it a watch. I probably won't go, holy crap, I need to see this in the cinemas now.
See, I quite like fan footage movies. So
I still want to see the one that you mentioned where they were like, where you said it was the perfect way to do a found footage movie, where it started off as found footage, and then people were like saying to people operating the cameras, "Fuck are you doing? You shouldn't be filming this. Get on with helping someone." And people going, "Oh yeah," and then switching the phones off and stuff, and then it turns into a normal movie.
That was Rec 3. That's what I watched this week.
Ah.
Yeah. As I mean, you watch it, and then when they do that, it turns into a normal film. It does take a few minutes to adjust, to be honest with you. It's just like it looks a bit too bright at first, and then your eyes get used to it.
Mm.
Yeah. But no, it's good fun, like. Definitely check it out. But if you're gonna watch Rec 3, watch Recs 1 and 2 first. Trust me.
Okay.
Trust me. Right, well, that's the end of the film section then. So I'm going to hand over to yourself, sir, and you can tell us all about the world of comics.
Squirm in fear. It's time to talk comics.
Okay, the first story I've got for comics is, we talked about I'm pretty sure we talked about the Catwoman Zero cover and everyone being up in arms about it because the posing was fucking impossible and she was all bulgy and stuff. And
I think you've told us about this, yeah.
Yeah. Now, they've changed the cover.
Oh.
There's, in this article that I found on Bleeding Cool, on the, it's got a comparison with the solicited cover and then the actual cover. They're both by Gilliam March.
Which is which? Hang on.
The left one is the new cover.
That's the
and
new
then
cover.
the one on the right is the original one.
Yeah, because there's no way my body could turn into that shape.
No, and it's all weirdly
are
sexually bulged and
yeah. Oh no,
weird.
Because the arm's on the other one, but yeah.
But you'll notice on the newer one, her cleavage has been zipped up.
Yeah.
And it no longer looks as if her neck was, according to this article, attached to the torso in a new and exciting fashion.
Yes, that's very true.
And the new cover also credits Adriana Mello as the penciler rather than solicited artist Rafa Sandoval. At the time, Bleeding Cool pointed out that he was still on contract at Marvel, which would impede him coming on such a book quite so soon. And it seems that someone else kind of worked that out as well. They've done a couple of changes on the other covers as well. But main one is like Team 7 gets a brand new logo in a different colour that puts the only woman cover that puts the only woman in the team up front. You've got like Raymond Bax joining the art for Resurrection Man Zero and stuff. But
yeah, the one for Green Lantern Corps, they've kind of moved. What's his name? Is it, not Alan Scott. It's who's the ginger one?
Oh, you mean Guy Gardner?
Guy Gardner. Yeah, they've moved him up in the frame. It looks like they've made
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of enlarged it as well slightly. The picture on the Frankenstein Agents of Shade, that's kind of been moved around slightly.
Yeah, it's been rotated slightly.
Yeah, rotated slightly. The Suicide Squad, the picture on that's been made slightly smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them, it's just like the colours look slightly different. Oh, Jesus, that Deathstroke cover looks awful.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Well, I'm not surprised it's drawn by Rob Liefeld.
Batgirl looks...
Rob Liefeld.
Yeah.
Batgirl looks what?
I can say that again.
Rob Liefeld.
Yeah, Batgirl looks different. Yeah, I don't know what they did there. I think the colour of the cape was weird or something like that.
Yeah, the original Solicit, it looks like she's bathed in like purple light, whereas the new one it's more
just
of
normal.
a white light. Yeah.
Batman looks the same picture on Batman's era. He looks slightly less rapey.
Rapey.
He does. Oh, look at the one on the left. He looks a little bit, whereas on the right he looks, you know.
On the right he's like, I'm coming to rescue you, where the first one he's like, out the way, criminals.
Hang on, where's his leg?
Behind him.
Well, that's supposed to be the cape, isn't it?
Yeah.
So his leg goes into the cape and disappears?
Oh, blame Greg Capullo.
That's odd.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Why does Robin have Wolverine claws?
Does he?
Well, X-23 claws. On Batman.
Yeah. That's really strange.
Yeah, kind of.
Damian Wayne, I'm going to scratch your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway, as for... That's... Oh, excuse me.
But the major...
You're fucking giving me the burps now.
Sorry. The major one, that's Catwoman and Team 7. Really.
Yeah. Where Catwoman, the picture has just completely changed.
Yeah. Well, so it's the one on Team 7.
Oh, yeah, true. Right, let's see. Next up, any fans of 2000 AD are going to be pleased, because Simon Bisley has returned to doing the art after 22 years. Also, most American comics readers will know him as for his long association with Lobo, the hilariously ultra-violent alien bounty hunter who appeared in several unforgettably gruesome and wildly popular parodical 1990s titles written by Keith Giffen and Alan Grant.
Oh, Lobo, you crazy bastard.
Among them, of course, Lobo, the paramilitary Christmas special.
Who
What?
forget? Oh, well, you know they're moving forward on this Lobo movie at the moment with The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, as apparently when DC does their Justice League movie, because they'll have got the Lobo movie hopefully out by then, so you want to put Lobo in the Justice League.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you got Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, the Green Lantern, and Lobo.
Yeah, that's going to be weird.
Yeah.
Before Biz was depicting the naughtiest one's brutal decapitation of Santa Claus. What? He made it a name, obviously, over here in 2000 AD, which I still need to buy some of the stuff there.
Oh, dude,
Creating definitive work with the apocalyptic robot adventure series, ABC Warriors, and fantasy epics Slain the Horned God.
Dude, if you're picking up 2000 AD, obviously get Reds, but also you need to pick up some Strontium Dogs. Incredible.
Right, I'll get some of those as well then.
Yes.
Oh, he contributed to 2000 AD spin-off Judge Dredd, the magazine. Of course, Batman/Judge Dredd, Judgment on Gotham. There was a Judge Dredd Batman crossover.
There's been a bunch. There's a new, I think it's a new hardcover coming out this week or next week or something like that. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them, and they're collected in the hardcover.
Cool. Oh, that
my
just
local
makes
comics.
me want, like...
my local comics shop put it up on their Facebook.
Awesome. That just makes me... I wish I could read more of those. Like, I want the Batman crossover with the mask, because that sounds awesome. And I really wish that one that I sent you a link to earlier, the Transformers Justice League crossover.
Yeah, that
would
originally
be
planned
so
before,
fucking awesome.
That was planned
before the new 52, and obviously because he's posting it up now, it's obviously not going to happen.
Yeah.
But having Optimus Prime as a Green Lantern just looked so awesome. But yeah, it's been 22 years since Bisley's last work in actual 2000 AD publication, which fans still associate him to this day. That changes next week when 2000 AD Prog 1800 goes on sale internationally with brand new Bisley cover featuring the title's signature character, Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd Batman Collection hardcover comes out 4th of December. So
yeah.
My mistake, yeah. I've just sent you a link to it on Amazon. So if anyone wants to buy it, Amazon, at the moment they have it down for $16.77, which is fucking cheap.
Nice. Let's have a look. Ooh. That is pretty awesome. Add to wish list. Anyway, yeah.
We shall continue.
Beneath Bisley's cover is a Judge Dredd story written and drawn by Chris Weston, ABC Warriors piece by Pat Mills, Clint Langley, Grey Area This Island Earth by Dan Abnett and Lee Carter. Ooh! I didn't know Dan Abnett did stories for 2000 AD.
Apparently
He's
so.
like one of my favourite...
I said apparently so.
He's one of my favourite authors of all time, practically. And the first instalment of a brand new feature called Brass Sun, The Wheel of Worlds by Ian Edgington.
I've just spotted there, it says Publisher Rebellion describes 2000 AD Prog 1800 as a massive jumping on point for a new 2000 AD readers. So if you want to get in, dude. Yeah. Although I'm looking at that cover there, drawn by Bisley. I mean, Judge Anderson's art. Could that be any more prominent in the picture?
Yeah.
That's a like all them people who can't see it or haven't checked it out yet. All those promo photos that he did with the Black Widow for the Avengers. It's always looking, standing with the back to the camera, just looking around. So you get a nice shot of an arse, and then there's a face. It's that pose essentially.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah. There we go. Speaking of Judge Dredd, the movie came out in the UK this week. It comes out in America next week. I've not had a chance to watch it yet, but I will. As soon as I do, I shall report back. But I hear it's amazing.
Yeah, I want to get the... I want to see that. I want to get the free time to be able to see it.
Yes.
But yeah, that should be awesome. Let's have a look. The next story I've got is Dragon Con founder once again facing sex charges.
Wow.
Ed Kramer, who opening the article on comicsbeat.com, looks kind of rapey.
Kinda.
It looks very rapey.
Look up
Not
rapey in the dictionary,
not to judge him, but seeing as it says once again facing sex charges, and the way he looks very, 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 very rapey. Yeah, it's like the Batman who looked rapey earlier on the cover. This is what he looked like underneath the mask.
To people who can't see the picture of this guy, it looks like evil Alan Moore.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Fucking 2008. Sorry, I'm going back to 2000 AD. It's weekly.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking know that. I thought it was every month.
No.
Jesus.
You didn't know it was weekly?
No.
Dude, you need to keep the program. Well, the prog, as it were.
Yeah. In that case, I need to... No wonder the subscription is 117 quid. Jesus. Right, anyway. Dragon Con founder, Ed Kramer, he apparently remains a shadowy figure in the fandom community. Jesus, he is Rape Batman. He's Bat Rape. The founder of Dragon Con... Dragon Corn.
Dragon Corn.
Yes.
Have some corn.
No. I imagined it like... basically like... the band Korn, except like the guitar.
Episode 16, I got bones to pick with you. Fucking listening to it, and it's like, oh yeah. You know what I mean?
I just thought that'd be funny.
Yeah, but you need to control your volume when you're putting these clips in, dude. Seriously scared the shit out of me. Doesn't take 2 minutes to whack down the volume on it.
I thought the volume was about the same level.
No, it fucking wasn't.
Obviously, my hearing's going.
Well, you are in a metal band, so...
I was going to say, it sounded like the same volume to me.
No, it wasn't.
Alright, whatever. But yeah, Dragon Corn to me sounds like Korn, except they've replaced the guitarists with the two guys from Dragon Force, so they'll like be playing the sludgy Korn riffs, and then all of a sudden it'll start going into 5 minutes of fucking lead guitars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
either that or a dragon made entirely out of corn cobs.
That was about Rapey McRaperson.
Yes.
Would you like
Dragon Con, which has morphed into an adult fantasy fair of costuming and sometimes more. Yeah. He's also an accused sex offender charged with molesting 2 teenage boys who stayed over at his house 12 years ago. A new piece in Atlanta magazine profiles Kramer and reveals that he's been successfully battling those charges for all 12 years by pretending to be too ill to go to trial. So successfully that he was able to go to Connecticut and then get access to another 14-year-old boy. Yeah. Oh, do you want me to do this in the insider voice?
No, who's this? This isn't insider. This is let's see here. It's a profile. So we should do this voice in. Let's see. What kind of voice would this call for? I don't know.
Outside, Wallace called Phillips, who'd been Googling Kramer.
I bet he had.
At 7 that morning, he'd called her mother, who'd phoned Georgia authorities. By noon, Milford police had Kramer in custody.
Jerry Seinfeld was gutted.
Hey?
Jerry Seinfeld was gutted.
Nothing for you! Yeah. He was charged with risk of injury to a minor. A broad statute under Connecticut law that covers sexual assault, placing a child in physical danger, and a range of other crimes. squinting sleepily into the camera for his mugshot with well-defined bags under his heavy-lidded eyes. Kramer appeared considerably older than his 50 years. His beard was greying and unkempt. His haggard face showed no expression. The way this is written, it sounds like odd fan fiction.
It does, actually. I was thinking that. This voice is that I am an officer of the law.
Why me? All I want to do is see these boys happy and make sure they mature in time. He thought to himself while jingling his change importantly.
Kramer looked at the young boy and licked his lips lusciously. He thought, that boy looked damn good. He went to the child and placed his hand upon his firm, ripe buttocks, squeezed them gently, and whispered into the young man's ear, "Goosh," and then bummed him.
The main off-putting of the scene was the fact that the child had a bum for a face.
And was named Andy Weir.
You calling me a bum face? I'm now smoking a pipe to accentuate the bum.
What, the bum face or the fact that you're being bummed?
No, the bum face. No, because if that means he's bumming me in the face.
And just smoking his pipe. Gosh.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, Kramer.
The last story I've got is...
What the holy fuck is this?
Yes. Basically, a new webcomic. The first one on this list is the one I wanted to bring to attention, which is called The King of the Unknown. It says, where there's mystery, mysticism, and mayonnaise, the King of the Unknown is on the case. This big bad dude and former rock legend is working with the Institute for Research and Study of the Unknown, IRSU, to take down those trying to bring about the apocalypse, be they headless horsemen, mummies, or skunk apes, with a running crew that includes a robot Leonardo da Vinci, thoroughly irate new agent Grace Connor, and more. If you're with the forces of evil, remember what a great man once said, you come at the king, you best not miss. So basically, this thing, King of the Unknown, is a webcomic that you can find at kingoftheunknown.com about Elvis Presley fighting random, like, supernatural beings and shit.
Right. Okay.
It's like, the main reason I opened it was, on the previous page it said something about, it's like, well, it says it later. Violent, profane, and hilarious, King of the Unknown proves that the supernatural can't stand up to a superstar. And they did an interview with Marcus Miller about the strip.
Okay.
Who said...
It's a long fucking interview.
Yeah, I'm just going to flick through.
Really?
A few years ago, one of his...
hang on, you tell me the questions and I'll answer as Elvis. As Mark Miller being Elvis.
Okay.
Alright.
Elvis, what was the initial inspiration for the story?
Well, man, a few years ago, one of my friends, I'm on the rigorous, is willing to go follow the characters from the Midwest. Asked if I want to contribute to somebody, and I thought, man, it's much of a fast. I tried to think of the concept and said, she decided, what if Elvis fought Bigfoot? I know, man, there's too many logical things to think of. My brother's going to be a sculptor, so he said, not Bigfoot, so a Bigfoot of the South. On that, man, I'm trying to make a skunk ape and everything. I'm deep in our page. I'm sorry, man.
Are you deliberately I was going to say, you deliberately just going through
man, I'm going for a story, I'm saying. So that's before the story, so a BPRD type organization, I'm saying. Adult Swim. So, whatever. Here's a Bible for the entirety of my college years. You know what I'm saying? Dreamers. Anime series, all these no man.
How did you develop the character of the king?
Well, man, I first started parroting, I held on you, no, the place was carried away. It was carried in the business, man. No one super, so probably a time he died. So after years of dealing with paranormal and winds, man, it's a hard thing. We got a smart ass sense to everything anymore, partner.
How far ahead of you in terms of creating the comic?
Well, you don't do I actually have a whole series of websites, so, you know, 6 seasons of comedy, you know, this season, bro, most of the whole series of playing out, you know what I'm saying? Rigmarole, we need to.
Wait, what the fuck? Where are you? Oh, there. How did you develop your art style? Who were some of your biggest influences?
Well, man, I've been trying to get college longer, remember? I was really on comic conventions, 16, some portfolios and stuff. I'm a big fan of Jeff Masuda. You know, don't know about Jackie Chan, offenses. Oh, one great cartoon there, man, you know what I'm saying? In terms of,
it was.
You know, whole round to blue face suits and shit, man. You know, what's it, you know, animation's a Japanese, American, European word, man. You know what I'm saying? Ghostbusters and X-Files, you know what I'm saying? There's Agent Muller. One good group, Ghostbusters, so that's a big influence on me, man.
What are some other comics you're currently enjoying?
Well, man, you know, I go to conventions and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Some transmission action, bottle of Christian history, Burmageddon. That's a fun show all the day horror, you know what I'm saying? It's Atomic Robo, Rand Morrison, man. He's a real circle on Morrison. Let's see, Jessimus Bowl. Hey, boy, Baltimore,
What new opportunities do you feel are available to comics creators through such new delivery systems as iPads and smartphones?
Well, you know, I don't know, man. Comic shops and shit, you know what I'm saying? I drive up Facebook and shit. I'm into a possible fan place, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Enter on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? As you call man. Help me keep focused. What do you think?
Your bio mentions that you did some work for DC Comics in the past.
Yeah, man, I was a few years ago, I did a Lego Batman. You know, I was working off of golf, man. This is an experience, but I like to tell stories and tell stories I read really well.
But what?
What's that?
What's coming up for the King?
Well, first I did is Daniel Fucking King, man. Just give the reader how to gear on respect. You know, I don't do much work. King Pass, my name board. The first season of Apocalypse stuff, man. It's going big and bigger around him.
You working on any other projects?
No, man, we're on Kyle Martin, man. Sci-fi story. World War II. You know, brought out in 2003, man. Oh, yes, yeah, there's more. Man. Once upon a time, see, what's going on? Torch in the hair and stuff, man. There's food here stores and King on roll, man. My main thing is radar stuff, man.
Anything else you'd like to talk about that we haven't covered yet?
Well, you know, there's January 1, food in time, you know what I'm saying? There's a New York Comic Con, man. It's the actual comic, man. I mean, it's all about comics. The king of rock and roll punching out an elderly woman. You know what I'm saying? You know. Yeah, man. Just don't step in my blue face shoes and shit, man. I'll break hotel.
Right.
Hell on, man.
So, if any of you listening want a translation of all that, go to newsarama.com and look for the article. Because, I'll be honest, I didn't understand half of what you were saying.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. But that's it for comics news, really.
Okay. Well, we'll move in now then and discuss Doctor Who.
Hide behind the sofa as we discuss Doctor Who.
Right, first story we've got in the Doctor Who section then is about the overnight figures for Dinosaurs on a Spaceship that aired on Saturday night here in the UK, US and most other places, to be honest with you. Now, the overnight figures that we've got here, it says that they achieved 5.5 million viewers. That's a 26.2% share of the total audience for the time. The BBC topped the ratings for the day. Oh, hang on. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, sorry, too much pardon. There was the highest rating for BBC One of the day, and came second overall against The X Factor. But 5.5 million, as we discussed last week, usually gets about 2 million added on top of that, so that'll be 7.5 million. It's down about 1 million on the first episode, but then that tends to happen anyway. People usually watch the first episode and don't come back until later in the run. But I think 7.5 is really good for a UK terrestrial TV channel, considering these days. That's not too bad at all. We're going to stay on viewing figures, and we've got the viewers figures in for America and Australia for their airings of Asylum of the Daleks. Let's see, it actually gave BBC America its highest audience ever for their screening. That was seen by 1.55 million people in America.
Nice.
23% higher than last year's equivalent episode, which, as we said, the time would be Let's Kill Hitler. So that's really quite good. Australia, they watched it on their iPlayer, essentially, over there. That got 75,000. And Canada had the second highest rating they've ever had there with 620,000. Which are not bad figures at all. Not bad figures at all. Seems that the world is coming around to Matt Smith and the Doctor.
Yeah.
That's pretty snazzy. Right, well, we discussed it last week. It's been confirmed this week that Neil Gaiman is definitely writing a second Doctor Who episode.
Yay!
Yeah, he says it's currently scheduled for at some point in 2013. So we will have a Neil Gaiman episode in the 50th anniversary year.
Cool.
Of course, Neil Gaiman's episodes tend to be quite big, which is why his episode, The Doctor's Wife, was moved from Series 5 to Series 6. It's because they'd run out of the budget in Series 5. So they made sure that they had the money to pay for it in Series 6. So, but 2013 being a big year as it is, the BBC's just going to be throwing money at Doctor Who. So it'll all be good. Don't know whether it's going to be part of the series that we're in now, Series 7. Or whether
they still had a bit of budget cut down on his episode, though.
Oh, yeah.
There was the Ood in it that I remember seeing somewhere that originally he wrote that as a completely new alien.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a patchwork alien made out of parts of different aliens we've seen over the years in Doctor Who. Like a Frankenstein monster, almost, in a sense.
But they couldn't afford it, so they just went with an Ood.
Yeah, but they made his eyes green instead of red. Or, whatever. Yeah, so we don't know whether it's going to be Series 7 or standalone or part of Series 8 or what have you. But all we know is we're getting one. So, yay! I'll be happy with that.
Indeed.
Right, well, that's the news. The only thing that we're missing now is we need to have basically a review and mini discussion of the episode Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. So we're going to hand over and discuss that episode with Paul Griggs. Okay, so we are now having our interview. Me and Andy are joined by our third nerd and resident Doctor Who guest aficionado. So you say your name? Say your name.
My name?
Say your name.
Yes, it's Paul Griggs of the Merseyside local group, the man known as Alton Scouser. Good to be back, guys.
Nice to have you back.
You're welcome.
Yes, and as I say, Andy's with us this time, so we're
yay!
We'll launch straight in and say, sorry, she's pointing at me. I'm actually joined by Sarah, the technical boffin of the 50-foot nerds. If you want to say something,
the extra laughing.
Hi guys.
There you go. That's Sarah.
Who were?
So we're going to talk about dinosaurs on a spaceship this week, then.
Shall I say it again?
As Connor yelled, dinosaurs riding on a rocket.
Motherfucking dinosaurs on a motherfucking spaceship.
Oh, we love being able to swear on this podcast. Well, first of all, I'm gonna say Stephen Moffat promised us slutty titles this season. Do you think he's delivering so far?
Well, yeah, I can't disagree with that so far because it does exactly what it says on the tin, which is the best way to go with a. I was going to say a high concept, but it's kind of medium concept, isn't it? In much the same way as Snakes on a Plane, which is obviously what it's aping, goes for. But yeah, great fun.
I still saw that title, and my first reaction was, "Is this written by Grant Morrison?" I was disappointed when it turned out it wasn't.
Sir Grant Morrison.
Now listen.
Sir Grant Morrison.
I'm gonna have to jump in here and actually I've got an agenda here because it was written by Chris Chibnall. And firstly, Chris Chibnall he's an Merseyside local group alumni. I don't know if people remember. Certainly, it's actually on one of the DVDs on the Trial of a Time Lord DVD. But he's famous, if not infamous, for going on the BBC's Open Air and basically laying into Pip and Jane Baker about their scripting on Trial of a Time Lord. But, a lot of people seem to have this problem with Chris Chibnall, and I really don't. I mean, look at the guy's career. He was, he started out, probably the best thing he was originally known for was being a showrunner for Born and Bred. Not really my kind of thing, but successful show. Certainly did a good job on that. His genre stuff, he wrote a couple of the important ones on Life on Mars. It was the one where they demoted Ray, the one with Sam's mentor from the future, who's like the first black superintendent or something. Some quite
you can't say it like that on the show. So you have to call them Black. On the show.
Black. Well, if I just say
like Jackie,
and you edit
Black Jackie.
He did
either that or you've got to say it in the Graveyard Dead voice.
No, we just say Black Jackie. That's all.
He's going off subject. Torchwood. He wrote many episodes of the first two seasons of Torchwood. Many of the most important ones. I mean, producer and then later showrunner. He wrote Day One, which was basically the one that set things up after the pilot as to what to expect going forward.
Hang on. Which Day One?
The original Day One.
The original Day One.
It's all
okay. Yeah.
Cyberwoman. That was kind of the first one to give Yanto anything to do. Countryside.
I love that.
The cannibals in Wales episode. Yeah. That's really horrific episode. Do you not remember that?
I've not seen that one.
Oh,
I don't think I've watched much of Torchwood, to be honest.
It's the one with the guy from Vengeance on Varos in it. I've forgotten his name now. Country.
It's Cardiff Chainsaw Massacre, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Awesome.
Yeah. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That's one of my wife's favourite episodes because it introduced Captain John.
I'm surprised.
Fragments and Exit Wounds. Last couple of episodes of season 2. So the secret origin of the other members of Torchwood before killing a couple of them off. He wrote some fantastic episodes of that, and then Doctor Who. He did 42, which was a great high concept episode. Let's do it in real time, and it's brilliant. Hungry Earth, bringing back the Silurians, and now motherfucking dinosaurs on a motherfucking spaceship.
That explains why there's Silurians in it.
Well, indeed.
Yeah.
I have no problems whatsoever with Chris Chibnall. He does not write bad episodes. He does not write bad characters. They are deeply, deeply entertaining, and I do not understand why people have a real problem with him.
Well, we certainly don't. So, I'll come straight out and say this. Saturday night, I loved that episode. I was glued to my screens. I was telling people to shush. I was telling them to move out the way, just let me watch it. And some of the little touches, I didn't know Mitchell and Webb were going to be the voices of the robots.
Did you not hear that?
No, that was complete surprise.
No, I didn't know that until I was halfway through. When they first started talking, I was like, I recognise their voices. Mm-hmm. Then it was about halfway into the episode, a point where they started arguing between themselves, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yes, it's Peep Show robots.
If only they'd done point of view from all the robots.
That
would have been brilliant.
Fantastic cast as always. It's almost like you can run a Deadpool each year as to who you think is going to show up in Doctor Who, and
Deadpool should show up in Doctor Who.
Well, so Mitchell and Webb is kind of a given that eventually they would show up on Doctor Who, in one way, shape, or form. And let's face it, with the cross pollination of staff between Sherlock and Doctor Who, it was inevitable
matter
that we would have Lestrade on. So
yeah,
great.
You had a what on? Sorry,
Lestrade on.
Oh right, okay. I have to just double check that answer.
Yeah,
She's laughing.
I'm into physics. It gives me a large hadron.
Oh God, this is our first show with a large audience.
See, normally we have to add a...
Give her an extra microphone. If she's going to be here, she should talk.
Yeah.
Well, I've only got the one with me. But
make her sit next to you.
The one. The cat's mother.
Oh,
what?
God. She's getting all bitchy. Calm down.
I just figured she couldn't hear me.
We haven't... Sorry. Talking about the fantastic cast, we haven't even talked about Rory's dad.
Oh, of course. Yeah, Mark Williams as Brian Williams.
Yeah. No, Brian Pond. I'm not the Pond. Oh, yes, you are.
Yeah.
He was saying in the interviews that basically to act like Rory's dad, what he was just basically doing was standing about 2 paces behind Arthur, and you'll edit that gap out. Standing about 2 paces behind Arthur, and then just cop Arthur's back. So really great job, because they do definitely come across as father and son. It's great fun.
There may not be any ducks in the pond, but there are balls apparently.
Yes, golf balls.
Yes,
but at least he found something more exciting than golf now.
Yes, very true. I mean, even though it's one for the kids, you know what I mean. It's toilet humor at its best, but goddamn if it wasn't the funniest joke in the episode.
I
think the thing that sold that was just the fact that Rory instantly face palmed as soon as he said it.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised that nobody ended up falling in a pile of dinosaur poo, but I don't know. Is that me? Probably.
I think that would have been one step too far.
Would it? Oh.
Yeah, actually, we were the giant pile of dinosaur shit on that spaceship.
Yeah.
Why did no one reference Jurassic Park? I was expecting that. Or did they? Is mainly because when there was the T-Rexes with the second group, I bet my first thought went to stand still, it can't see you.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't remember any Jurassic Park references.
But they would have been far too obvious, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah. Now, what did you think to having essentially a second set of companions?
What, the gang?
Yeah, we had, and that annoyed me actually, the way the Doctor went, oh, I've got a gang now, like he's never had more than 2 people in the TARDIS before. Hello? Back in the old days, that place was crowded.
Well, the old days, if you mean the early 80s, then yes, it got a bit like that. And
I'm talking even back when, like, Hartnell was in there.
Well, yeah, I suppose when it originally started, and in some respects, that's what the early Davison era was very much harking back to. A lot of different people, and it's sort of, right, you pair off with him, you pair off with her, and we'll see you at the end of the plot. Which is very much what happened on Saturday night with Amy pairing off with the newbies, and then
she had her own companions
pairing up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. With Rory and Brian. So great.
Yeah, which seemed to make her act more like the Doctor during that entire episode.
Well, yeah, but then wouldn't you? You suddenly find yourself basically you're on your own. And the companion. The only thing the companion can do is think, what would the Doctor do? WWDD. And you can get T-shirts that say that. And so it's perfectly logical that is exactly what Amy would do. So
yeah, but I didn't expect her to actually start mimicking his mannerisms and stuff.
You think she mimicked his mannerisms?
It seemed that way to me, but, I mean, just because of the all of a sudden she got all like, that's a good question, my dear, and stuff.
No, that's what Amy's like anyway. She's verbose, and she's quite Scottish, and she's quite tall, and it's really.
It's just that she doesn't get a chance to do that more often than not because it's the Doctor doing it.
Well, indeed.
Now, one thing that kind of struck me in the episode is, you've got the Doctor at the beginning kind of forcibly having to take Nefertiti on with him. Personally, I didn't think she added too much to the episode, apart from it had a nice resolution with it and the other guy, going off to game hunters at the end. But, I mean, obviously, we had, she had to be kidnapped and all that. But, I mean, Amy could have done that. If she wasn't there, they could have done something where Amy being this model in the present day, she could have been worth money and all that kind of nonsense. But it struck me as like the Doctor was kind of making out, oh, here I am with my, amazing gang of diverse people. Ooh, look, I've got an Egyptian queen. But if we take the Big Finish audios as canon, which technically you shouldn't, but, Erin, she was an Egyptian queen, so it's not the first time.
Well, technically she wasn't a queen, she was a pharaoh. Nefertiti was a queen because she was married to a pharaoh.
Whatever.
Yep.
Rings and roundabouts.
Yeah.
Not really.
And DeLoreans.
Live with it, I just shut you down.
Yeah.
350.
350. Shut you. So...
Interesting point worth remembering also is that we've got the second example of this whole suddenly the universe has forgotten about the Doctor, because Mr. Pirate Bloke puts the Doctor into his amazing scanning machine to find out how much he's worth, and the Doctor's worthless. He's completely unknown.
Yeah,
it's got the continuation of the whole music thing going on as well, though.
Yes. You're right, yeah. There was, we've had a couple of music references that you mentioned, didn't you, the other day, about, we had a couple of different musical references through the last few episodes.
Yeah, like this episode they did the whole, when he first met Hunt, the guy who nicked the spaceship, I've forgotten his name now, Filch, yeah. When they first met him, it's like, he's saying, "Oh, you listen to such, and you're listening to whatever it was." Yeah. Then the guy went.
Was it up the 4 hands?
Something for 4 hands, and then when.
Yes, on hands 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in the previous episode, he said about playing the triangle during a classical orchestra piece.
Right. Yeah.
And I've just remembered in the Pond Life thing, there's actually a thing. A scene where it's showing him doing backing vocals on an album.
Ooh, you might be onto something there, mate.
Well, it's something else for us to keep an eye out for in future weeks.
Indeed. Now, what was I going to say then? I was going to say something then. You've caught me on track now.
Sorry.
Oh, that's what I was going to say, yes. As Paul... Also, as well as reviewing the episode for each week, he's actually told me that he's got exclusive for the show that he wanted to bring up. Yes.
No, I've got something here. Unfortunately, you can't see it. It's very, very pretty, and I don't know if you can hear that. That's me riffling pages. Let me just read you the blurb I've got here. 1917. It's the height of the Great War, and Helcombe Hall is a house full of mystery. Locked doors, forbidden rooms, dust sheets covering guilty secrets, and ghostly noises frightening the servants. Most mysterious of all, the drawing room seems to open directly onto a muddy, corpse-filled trench on the Western Front. Arriving at this stately home, the Doctor meets Lord Helcombe, an armaments manufacturer who has a new secret weapon he believes will win the war. He calls it the Dalek. Soon, the Doctor and his new friends are in a race against time to prevent the entire Western Front from becoming part of the Dalek Project. Yes, indeed. Last couple of days, I've been reading the new BBC Books graphic novel, written by Justin Richards and drawn by Doctor Who artist extraordinaire Mike Collins. This is the graphic novel that they were going to do first, but because the plot was a bit similar to Daleks and Spitfires and Churchill and shit, it decided, right, we'll have to do The Only Good Dalek, and they've sort of resurrected it now. And indeed, the story that delayed it has, in some respects, informed it, because there's bits and pieces in here that are harking back to that and referencing it. So it's quite interesting. Mike Collins is is a great artist. He's done a lot of stuff for DWM. I mean, he drew I think all of the Ninth Doctor stuff virtually, and he drew quite a few of the Tennant stories as well. So he's a well-known comic strip artist, having done he's like many British writers and artists in comics. He's at least done some 2000 AD. He's done stuff for DC. Apparently he's just reading off his Wikipedia entry. He's designed and written the first ever Welsh language graphic novel, Mabinogi. He's very, very talented bloke. Justin Richards, everybody knows because he's basically the creative consultant for the novels, and he's written a lot of the Doctor Who novels over the past 15 going on 20 years now, because he goes back to the Virgin days. It's a fun book because let's face it, there's plenty of Dalek action, and when you actually get into the World War I stuff, it's difficult for me to sort of talk about it without giving some of the best stuff away. But it's very pretty. It's a lovely hardback edition in the same way that The Only Good Dalek was, and it's a good read. It's I don't think it's the greatest Doctor Who graphic novel ever. I think DWM still do the best job there.
Oh, yeah.
I think there are potentially some better people that they could rope in to at least write these things. I'm not saying Justin's a bad writer, but I'm not convinced that he's the right person to write a graphic novel, because the pacing is different to writing a prose novel. But ultimately, it's worth picking up. It's $14.99. It's out very, very soon. It's published by BBC Books, and it will be available in all reputable bookshops and probably a few disreputable ones as well.
Oh, he's well trained, isn't he? He's well trained.
Indeed.
Of course, he missed that one thing though.
What did I miss out?
It'll be available online if you, for whatever reason, don't want to support your local bookshop, which you should. Yeah. Now, so funny enough, what you're saying about referencing things that have gone before, I really loved a book that came out earlier this year, which was the novelization of Sharda, which was
Sharda.
When that came out, that's full of little references to stuff from New Who, considering it's an adaptation of a story from the Tom Baker days, which are quite like that, trying to link the whole universe together.
Gareth Roberts did at Old Roberts, as he is on Twitter. Gareth Roberts did a fantastic job of putting that together. I mean, it's a labour of love for him, because ultimately his old Missing Adventures novels that he wrote for Virgin were very much in the style of that era, and it was just a no-brainer that he would get to write the Sharda novelisation one day. But yeah, you're absolutely right. The stuff, the more modern stuff that he mentioned, but he's got references to just about everything in there, including the videotape version of Sharda, because Romana was appalled.
I actually listened to the audiobook version of Sharda. It's like 11 hours long, but it's Lalla Ward reading it, and she gives it her best with all the impressions and everything. I mean, if anyone's going to be able to do a Tom impression, it's her, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's I mean, just like the little she puts in, like for when she does Chronotis, she goes, "Oh, I'm a doddery old man," and all this kind. She just gives it such a layer that is really, she really evokes the era of the day. It's a good listen. If you're not going to get a chance to read the book, at least listen to it. It's good fun.
We're probably going to be due the paperback of the novel sometime in the new year.
Yeah.
Haven't got a specific date as of yet, but it's probably going to be about due early part of next year. So the only disappointment is that when we put it on the shelf next to the rest of our novelizations, it's not going to match.
Wow, you'll be alright. As I was going to say they're redoing the Target books now, aren't they? But they're not going to match either.
Well, I wasn't overly bothered about the reissues of the Target novelizations until I got them. And
I remember you bringing them to the meeting. You were like, "Look, oh, shiny!"
I swear, I sat there for about half the day just stroking them, going, "Ooh, they're so nice and retro and cool looking." And if they keep doing them for long enough, we'll actually have a set with matching spines. Looks so cool on the shelf. So yeah.
Speaking of matching spines, there was a tweet by the classic Doctor Who. The people who put out the two entertain BBC Worldwide, whatever you want to call them, who put out the Doctor Who DVDs, they do them with the reversible covers now because of like the changes in logos and what have you over the years. And the special edition ones that they're bringing out now, the redos of DVDs that came out years ago, they've said because they had the word special edition on them, people were complaining. So they said from now on we won't have special edition written on the reverse cover.
Mm.
Yeah. So people can all have a matching set now.
To me, because in the end, the reversibility thing for me is only about the spine. Yes, I reverse my new covers because
do you?
I don't like that new pink blocky BBC logo. It's bad enough that we've got X number of DVDs that were released before 2 Entertain started doing the DVDs. So, you've got this majority that have the 2 Entertain logo, and then you've got these load that don't. And now we're going to have this batch at the end that won't have the 2 Entertain logo again.
Yeah.
Stand the confusion in my mind.
Well, as long as you've got them all, then that's
just pretend that the first set and the last set are like book holders.
Yeah, but that doesn't work because if you put them in chronological order like I do, they're split throughout.
Yeah, I do that as well.
I'm guessing, Andy, you've not come across this. The whole how do you order your books and Doctor Who DVDs?
To be honest, with all the Doctor Who stuff, I don't actually own any because my brother's got it all, so I just have to borrow his.
Maybe you should have this conversation with your brother and ask him the very important question: do you do it in chronological order or release order? And obviously, release order is heresy.
No, I was going to say the ones I've seen of his is he's working on getting the older stuff, but all the ones he's got on DVD so far is since it relaunched.
Yeah.
Like from Christopher Eccleston onwards. So he's basically just got it. From what I can tell, it's just in season order.
Well, that's easy with the season box sets, but
yeah, well, that's what
the classical stuff. It gets a little bit more complicated.
Well, we have had season box sets in the classic stuff, and we've had the Trial of the Time Lord box set. We've got the Key to Time box set.
Yes, we've got 2 box sets out of 26 seasons so far.
Yeah, but we'll get more eventually. Yeah. You know we will. Once they've released everything, they have to go back.
On the 50th anniversary, don't you think they'll just go, we're releasing all of it in one giant box?
No, because they can't, because we don't have all of it, Andy.
Oh, do we not?
No.
We're missing 106, is it?
It's something like that at the moment.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah. Long story short, the BBC decided in their wisdom in the 70s, it was late 60s, I forget now, but they basically went, we've got all these videotapes here, but we need to make new things, so let's wipe all these videotapes and re-record over them. So a lot of Doctor Who stories got deleted. It was 180 got deleted, or episodes rather. Through diligent hard work and credit where credit's due, Ian Levine.
6 arms.
A lot of them.
Yeah, 106 are missing from the first 6 seasons out, the black and white stuff. Hopefully, next year or so, we'll get to see the 2 most recently returned episodes. Yes.
Galaxy 4 and Terror from the Fury from the Deep, isn't it?
No, Underwater Menace.
Underwater Menace.
People would have been very happy. It ended up being an episode of Underwater Menace.
That's right, yeah.
Nothing in the world can stop me now.
Well, that was close. It's to do with water. Shut up. No, well, I mean, like Andy says, I mean, hopefully we'll get something super duper special for the 50th, but, I mean, even if it's a 50 years in the TARDIS, you know, maybe a box set with 30, 40, and 50 on or something.
Well, me being the old fan here who can remember so far back, I remember the 30th anniversary, a near 20 years ago. And
I remember the 30th anniversary as well, sir, is we had that terrible thing in 3D on Noel's house party.
Yes, but what we also... What we got was a TARDIS...
I don't even remember that.
We got a TARDIS tin with Trial of a Time Lord in it, and a Dalek tin with the Chase and Remembrance of the Daleks in. And admittedly, we did get the great documentary, 30 Years in the TARDIS, and the video version, More Than 30 Years in the TARDIS, due on DVD in the not-too-distant future, so
cool.
that'll be interesting to see.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is he could have put 30, 40 and done a 50 as well, which encompasses the new stuff as well. But, we shall certainly have to see what BBC Worldwide have in store for us when it comes DVD time. So we'll go back to Dinosaurs on a Spaceship then, a little bit of a roundup. I mean, what were your thoughts overall of the episodes?
Triceratops.
Right. Yes, wasn't it just it's a tearjerker. They killed the cute dinosaur.
Yeah,
One has to die. One had to die. You don't get the Doctor riled up unless something dies.
Yeah, well,
Granted, they killed thousands of Silurians, but we didn't see that.
He got riled up enough to kill Solomon.
Yeah, I think that's going to come back to play at some point, because the Doctor does not kill. I thought he was going to go in and drag him out just the last second, just materialised.
Don't act like he's basically never done that before.
Oh, no, I'm not.
While he may not have actively pulled the trigger, he's left people in a position where he knows they're going to die before.
Yeah.
And, he deserved it, but, should the Doctor be making those kinds of moral decisions?
Well, I'm sorry. I mean,
this is the same character who held two pieces of wire apart and refused to destroy the Dalek race.
That's what I'm saying. Right. He's a bit rich for the fact that he leaves this little, essentially a little shitty villain to die. Yeah, he's got a gun to Davros's head. He's got the two wires to destroy all the Daleks, and he can't do that. Yet he can do this.
I think that's probably because he's like, well, if this one guy, if I just swap this around, then he can try and fix his own fate, whereas with the other ones, he's like, if I do this, I'm committing genocide directly.
I appreciate that.
Probably
the Daleks one. Yeah, that's genocide. Yeah. But he had the gun to Davros's head after Davros had already made the Daleks. So, at this point, he could. I mean,
well, at that point, he probably thought, you're only an old man in a wheelchair. Give it away.
Yeah, but Davros was doing all the.
He tried to save Davros last time. He's David Tennant.
Yeah, but wasn't that because all the Daleks turned on him?
The Daleks always turn on Davros. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Davros, smart as he is, always forgets that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was like, all the Daleks are dead. I know. I shall create more from my own cells. Oh fuck.
No, but in all the older episodes, doesn't it take him 5 minutes to press a button just because he can't see?
Yes, pretty much, yeah.
You just see him waving his hand above the console
for
about 3 minutes before he presses anything.
That's kind of why the Daleks exterminated him the first time round, because at the end of Genesis...
Stop pressing buttons, too late!
He's desperately trying to reach out for this button to destroy the Dalek bunker, and my arthritis means that I'm going to miss it, and I'm being exterminated.
But he wasn't exterminated, though. He was put into hibernation, and then he went and got him when he was covered in cobwebs.
Yes. Yes.
Which is a bit weird.
Yes. They found him hundreds of years later, played by David Goodison, who was stabbed. But there we go.
Well, as I say, back to Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. Andy, in a word, what do you think?
I thought it was dinosaur-rific.
Fair enough.
No. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it.
Cool. Paul?
I thought it scaled the heights of hypedom.
Okay.
Scaled. Ha
ha ha! See, somebody's on the ball.
Okay. Well, I thought it was pterodactyl flying. So
what?
That's even worse than dinosaur-rific.
That's even worse than my one.
Quiet you.
Whose internet are you using?
Shut up. Yeah, no, I mean, I enjoyed it. It's, as you say, it's going to be interesting to see where this Killing of Solomon takes us, and the music thing that Andy's pointed out. So that's obviously stuff to bear in mind for the future. Well, next week we've got what is it? No, it's the Town Called Mercy next week, isn't it?
Western next week.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now, do you think the Doctor's going to be going because he's got toothache?
Yes, yes, we remember what happened the last time the Doctor was in the Wild West.
Not much for 4 episodes.
Unfortunately, it involved Peter Purvis and singing.
Oh, yeah. Well, less said about that, the better.
Mm.
Well, we'll be back next week to discuss that with us, no doubt.
Sure, I will.
Okay, well, thanks for coming on this week, Paul. And in that case, then, at the end of the Doctor Who... Oh, sorry, she wants some credit. I'll say thank you for Sarah to sit there as well and jumping in every now and again.
And the internet.
Okay, and the use of the internet.
And next time, come onto the microphone.
One
yes.
of us. One of us.
Okay, well, I promise I will get Sarah to join us for a full episode one time. In that case, then, at the end of the Doctor Who, I shall move us into TV news. Okay, so TV news now. First bit of news is they just can't seem to leave it alone. As the CW network are trying to get Wonder Woman off the ground. After the David Kelly series, the pilot was hideously panned last year. The CW, which is the same network that's currently doing Green Arrow, also did the Smallville series. They want to move forward with a series which has currently got the working title Amazon. Huh. Why the fuck you can't use the actual superhero names in these bloody programs pisses me the fuck off. You know, Smallville could have just been called like Superboy or something like that. Well, it couldn't, but it's copyright reasons. But not to do with Superman in the title at all. Arrow, it's Green Arrow, not Arrow. And then this new one, Amazon. Fucking Amazon sounds like fucking Survivor, the jungle version. Yeah.
I was going to say, to me, it sounds like a more generalized adaptation of Tarzan.
Yeah. It just pisses me off.
She'll turn up and be like, me, Diana, you, Ape Man.
What's the dude called in the one? What's his name?
Steve.
Yeah, Steve. I can't remember his surname. No.
Jobs.
No, he's dead. Fuck.
Moffat.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check this out.
The gangster.
Yeah. Steve the gangster.
Stevenson.
Oh. Where is it? Let's see, what's his name? Steve Trevor.
Steve
Trevor. Yeah, that's the guy.
I was just trying to think of every single person I can think of called Steve.
Steve Martin. Mm-hmm. Steve E. Wonder.
Yeah.
Yes. No, well, anyway. What was I saying? Oh, yeah.
Richard Nixon.
Hello, Wonder Woman. Yeah, so they want to move forward with a Wonder Woman, and if it's anything like the pilot we had last year, it ain't going nowhere, so don't worry about that.
Oh, completely off topic, but you saying about Stevie Wonder reminded me of some post I saw online where someone put a picture that they took of them at a Stevie Wonder concert, where they said, I had this with me, no one got the joke. And he basically made a giant sign that said, "We love you, Stevie Wonder." So he was holding up.
That's brilliant. Oh, that's brilliant. I like that. I tweeted ages ago. Someone put up a fake Stevie Wonder Twitter page, and it was like @Steve E Wonder or something like that. And all it was just like KYJJZ912, you know, all this guys that was just gibberish on the keyboard.
Yeah.
But there's loads of tweets. Yeah. So I took a screen pic of that. Anyway, nice. We'll move on. Next story then is about Sherlock, the BBC's Sherlock series. Now, Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman are really becoming quite, you know, big actors now, Hollywood and all that nonsense. Well, the rumour is now that's the final series. The third series could be the final series of Sherlock. Now, I know it's very hard to do. It takes a lot because you're making 3 films essentially. I mean, they're not short; they're like 90 minutes each.
No.
So, and time to do 3 films with these guys is incredibly. I mean, they actually postponed the filming on The Hobbit so that they could finish series 2.
Oh.
Yeah. Because
I really need to watch the new Sherlock stuff.
You've not watched it yet?
No.
Oh, you've not seen any of them?
Nope.
Dude, you need to. Oh God, they're so good.
Yeah, that's what my brother says.
Just this one line from Moriarty. I think it's. I think it's the first episode of series 2. Where Sherlock says to me, he says, I'll get you, Moriarty. And Moriarty, I'm not even going to do it in the pronunciation or the delivery that he gives in the episode, where he just says, no, you won't. But the way he does it, oh, God, it's brilliant. Brilliant, nice. Yeah. So, definitely check out. I mean, some of the supporting roles as well are incredible. The guy who was the hunter on Doctor Who yesterday, he's a Scotland Yard detective in it.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. He's
I was thinking of him as Filch from Harry Potter.
No, not him. He was the guy who was the
the hunter.
Yeah.
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 Oh, him.
Yeah. So, and he's great in it. I mean, it's just got some great actors in it. It's fantastic. So yeah. So it may be, the rumour is that it's going to be the final series. We've got an insider, gives us a little quote here, just underneath the picture there. So, do you want to give us that in the voice of the insider?
Okay.
It's been fabulous for both of them, but it's a question of schedules. They will no doubt be signing off in style.
Wow. And a quote from Cumberbatch here, he says that... He says, I need to have talks with the writers and tease them about the fact that I do have a career outside of Sherlock now, he joked. So they'd better write something. So, pretentious twat. No, I never saw Sherlock as being a long-term series, to be honest with you. I didn't think it'd stick around for long. Just the way, the banging through the stories... You know, I don't think there's going to be much left for them to do. I mean, to do it as a trilogy of trilogies, that would be, you know, perfect way to go out. Yeah.
That would be it's all a case melting.
Well, Sherlock will be back whenever, so you need to make sure you've watched the first 2 series before Series 3 comes back.
Yeah, I'll have to do that then.
Because Series 2 ended on a cliffhanger.
Ah.
Yes. I'll say no more than that.
Only problem I have with this now is because of Weeble, the guy who does he did the Badger Mushroom and.
No idea what you're talking about.
It's an internet thing. I think you live on the internet. You should know.
I don't know it. I'm afraid.
Let me find the site then.
Well, while you're doing that, shall I get
this guy?
What's this?
Basically, thanks to him, all I can think of is when I hear Benedict Cumberbatch's one song that he did, which basically it just has the chorus, "Dirty, dirty girls love Benedict Cumberbatch."
I've never even seen this website before.
Oh, well, you should have. This is the song, and I shall put it in a clip here somewhere.
Okay.
Benedict Cumberbatch. Dirty, dirty girls love Benedict Cumberbatch. Dirty, dirty girls dirty girls want Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh, dirty, dirty girls want Benedict Cumberbatch.
Dirty girls, keep a nice plate of ham in your kitchen to entice Benedict. Dirty girls, keep a nice plate of ham for Benedict.
Dirty girls love Benedict Cumberbatch. Dirty girls love...
Does it just move around, does it?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Keep a plate of ham in your kitchen for Benedict. What the fuck?
Did you not notice that when he got trapped by the box, it said "Cumber snatched"?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it said "Cumber snatched."
Oh, nice. That advert is very strange. Advert? That one's
music,
rather.
yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, final story in the movies, in the TV section rather. It's going to be about CBS has agreed a deal to air a pilot episode of a potential new Beverly Hills Cop TV series.
As long as it has nothing to do with that goddamn frog, it's fine.
Well, it says here that the
frog.
That the show will serve as a sequel to the 3 movies, and Eddie Murphy will be back as Axel Foley. However, it won't focus on him, it will focus on his son Aaron, who's as wacky and crazy as his dad is. And Murphy will just be like a recurring role. But I say this is just a pilot. It may not go to the series, but it is agreed that they will show it on TV at least.
Cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Bit odd. Don't know why they're doing it now. It's like 20 years late. But, oh well. Well, that's the end of our TV section, so let's move into our final section, which, as we all know, is what we call Any Other Business.
Any other business?
Right, okay, first up in Any Other Business this week is, funny enough, I just mentioned this place before. There's a man on Facebook who's launched a campaign to have his hometown renamed and call it Smallville. Now, he lives in Kansas, which is where Smallville is. Okay. Let's see.
There's a place in Illinois that's called Metropolis.
Yes.
Apparently.
Yes, that's right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And let's see. The town. Hang on. I'm trying to. No, okay. It says artist Christopher Whiterick wants Hutchinson, whoever that is, doesn't say, to follow in the footsteps of Metropolis, Illinois, and claim to the Superman-related name. Reports comicbook.com, apparently. Metropolis has developed itself a strong tourism industry by laying claim to the name of Superman's adult home, and Whiterick believes Hutchinson could build on that. Oh, Hutchinson must be the name of the place, the Kansas. Right. Yeah. Okay, makes sense now. It says the town already has 2 leading tourist attractions, the Cosmosphere and an underground salt museum. Wow. With the latter already containing a Superman costume.
Why is there a Superman costume in the Salt Museum?
Fuck knows. It says both towns are famous for their meteor showers and have similar population sizes, reasons that Whiterick is putting in his case. He also claims that Hutchinson is the shape of the Superman logo. Sure it is.
But what?
It hasn't even got
to Google Maps.
Yeah, come on then, we'll do that. Let's see.
Google Maps.
Google Maps. Hutchinson, Kansas. I can see what he's coming off as. Hutchinson, KS, United States is what you're going to Google now. I can see where he's coming from, but that is not...
It's very vaguely.
Very vaguely, yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, this is shaped as a diamond, therefore it must be the shape of the Superman logo.
He's clutching his straws there.
I was hoping it'd be like that just reminds me of the TV series Erie, Indiana. I love that show. The whole premise was that weird shit went on in the town of Erie.
Yeah.
Just because it was the borders were the shape of the fucking Bermuda Triangle.
Dude, this place has got an airport and everything, dude. It's not. I wouldn't say it was a small town like Smallville. I don't remember Smallville having an airport in the show.
As a Kansas State Fair.
Yes. I see what I mean. The main point where it literally is where it looks like the Superman logo is it actually has a point at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
So I can see where he's coming from with that. But
this map makes me realise one thing about America, which we don't have over here in the UK, is that everything seems to be made in squares.
Yeah. Everything's
what the
straight
fuck?
lines. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Town planners like everything to be symmetrical and shit. That's why America, whereas in England, right, an avenue is a street with a load of trees on it. That's why it's called an avenue. In America, streets run north to south and avenues run east to west.
Huh.
Yep.
Weird.
That's how it works.
Yeah, I'm just like comparing a map of that Hutchinson in Kansas to like Honley, which is where I lived, the village where I lived most of my my school life,
right?
And like where my mum still lives. Basically, like Hutchinson's all straight lines, and then Honley's basically got, it starts off with a roundabout, and then it all just splays out from the middle.
Yeah, it's just like that, doesn't it? Blimey.
What, Honley?
Yeah.
Oh, you just looked it up?
Just looked it up, yeah. Now, if anyone wants to look up Liverpool, which is where I live, you see, it's a big mess. Even more so than Honley.
Let's have a look.
It's just roads and roads and roads and roads. Oh, it's a quote Tubbs. Lines and lines and lines and lines and lines.
Quote who?
Tubbs from League of Gentlemen.
Yeah. Where's the Duck Marine?
Well,
which side are you, Birkenhead or Liverpool?
Liverpool, you douche. I don't live in Birkenhead. The kid does, but I don't.
I don't know what the difference is.
Well, one's called Liverpool and one's called Birkenhead. The
well, yeah.
Different cities.
Oh. I thought Birkenhead was a town and Liverpool was the city.
Birkenhead technically is a town, but Liverpool is a city. But they're both in Merseyside, which is the region, which is the. Did
you surfboard across it?
No, there's two tunnels. You can see them. One's in orange, one's in green. This is a really boring conversation. Yeah, they're two tunnels. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a bridge. Oh, well.
No, there is a bridge which is in Runcorn, which is much further down.
Runcorn!
If you head down the map and kind of follow where it bends around, you'll see just witness Runcorn. There's a bridge there. It's called the Witness to Runcorn Bridge.
I'm sorry, I just closed Google Maps and it took me to the picture on the next news story, and I was like, I can't sleep now.
I was saying, I've not seen the next. Oh, yes, there's the next news story. Well, yes, I forgot about that. The next news story is about a family in Indonesia who they keep their relatives close in Indonesia. So close, in fact, that they keep them around even when they're dead. Because this family, let's see, called. Oh, it doesn't say the name of the family, actually, I don't think. Well, there's a family anyway, and what they do is they have kept their ancestor in the best of health by keeping him in a suit for the last 100 years, or a couple of 100 years, rather. It says the mummified remains of a man and a woman are given their three yearly sprucing, which includes new threads in a ritual in Indonesia. These pictures are fucking. This is on the Huffington Post if anyone wants to check it out.
This is terrifying.
It says called Manin. The ceremony, which was pictured in the Sulawesi province, celebrates the deceased and the bond that exists between family members, both alive and dead. After the ritual, the remains are laid to rest for another 3 years before returning again to the. Oh, so they do bury them, or they keep them in a crypt or something like that. But every 3 years, they get them out again and dress them in different clothes. I'd love to have seen them in the 70s. Disco.
Oh, right, that's what they do. I thought. The way these pictures are, it's just implied. I thought they were like, we dress them up and we stick them in the corner of the room.
It does make it look like you know.
Come home and meet my parents. It's just check out the dead guy in the corner without any eyes.
Now this mummified guy, is that a wig on him, or has he still genuinely got hair attached?
I've no idea. This is freakish.
Freaky, man. I love him in the shorts. I love that one.
It looks like he's grinning at the camera. It's horrible. He's like looking at the camera going, ladies.
Tell us, future Andy.
Oh God, I hope that is not my fate. I seriously hope that that's not what happens to me. I mean, I see dead bodies all the time at work, and none of them are as terrifying as this.
Just wait until the next time.
I was going to say, to be fair, they're all freshly dead.
Freshly dead. Oh, God.
Yeah, they've only just been dead. These people have been graveyard dead for 100 years.
Well, there's our graveyard dead story for this week, then.
Yeah, this is... Oh, this is... God, this is kind of horrible.
But the thing is, these people aren't even graveyard dead. They're just dead. They're just graveyard dead.
Well, they keep being graveyard dead, but they just... the bastards keep getting them back up.
Is it time again?
They're like, I want to sleep eternally, damn it, leave me alone.
God, man. I love the fact that on the top photo as well, they've given him all his brand new clothes and stuff. He's like, oh, there you go. Great grandpa. Now you're ready to go back to sleep. He's like, you haven't even took me tie into me new jacket.
Yeah, he's like that, and then I just like the old woman behind him. I just like the old woman behind him looking concerned, as if she's like, I'm next.
I used to be married to him.
She's like, oh God, they're gonna do this to me.
Oh God, I know.
And then there's what looks like a balding woman in the background going, he looks snazzy.
Oh, so that's where James Brown went. I thought he died.
He did. They just keep getting him back up.
Wow, I feel good. What's next?
It's like a sex machine.
Okay, we're moving to China next. We've been to Indonesia. Let's move to China. And it was announced this week that a stolen diamond worth £8,500 was recovered from a Chinese man who'd swallowed it in an attempted robbery. It says the 30-year-old man swallowed the diamond while standing at a stall at Sri Lanka's annual German jewellery show. Oh, so he's a Chinese dude, but he was in Sri Lanka. Right. Makes sense now. It says, this is a story from Yahoo, as reported on Digital Spy. It says that the man's scheme had been discovered when he fled from the exhibition, only to be apprehended by police. He was then administered laxatives and constantly monitored by armed guard until the 7.2mm in diameter diamond was retrieved. It wasn't that big, it was just under a centimetre. But, yeah, they forced him to shit the thing out.
Huh. Sounds painful.
It says the diamond's owner, Suresh De Silva...
punch you so hard you're going to be shitting diamonds.
Suresh De Silva said that the man had offered to pay for the stone, but that the exhibition's organisers intended to press charges. Yeah, dude. Imagine if he just passed the kidney stone instead. He was like, there it is. Where'd it come out, you dick? I'm anatomically wrong.
I'm anatomically wrong.
Oh, there we go. Okay, next story. We're going back to the Huffington Post for this one. This is about a woman who was arrested 4 times in 26 hours for noise violations because she continuously played Highway to Hell. It says police in New Hampshire were kept busy by music lover Joyce Coffey, who kept blasting Highway to Hell from her home. Coffey was originally asked to keep the noise down on Tuesday afternoon, but when she failed to heed a warning, she was arrested an hour later. However, it seems the police must have got through the paperwork super quick because in the space of 5 hours, Joyce was freed, playing more loud music, and was promptly arrested again. Then, she was released, re-arrested, because she'd done the exact same thing. And again. So,
fuck's sake.
It says Coffey's nephew popped around to retrieve some of his belongings from the house. He then alleges that his aunt threw a frying pan at him, so the police were called again, this time to deal with the domestic disturbance. And she was arrested once more. So, yeah.
What the fuck?
Crazy bitch. Yeah.
As they say, the crazy nights. To quote a Kiss song, but not AC/DC.
Whatever. Right,
we'll have a wonderful time.
We're moving all over the world this week, because now we're going to Russia. This is the story of Alexei Baikov, who's 30, who decided he wanted to see if his girlfriend really loved him before popping the question. So what he did is he told her, meet me here at this time. And then when she got there, she saw a car crash and her boyfriend lying on the floor covered in blood. He faked his own death. And she was told that he was dead. He hired a director, scriptwriter, stuntman and makeup artist to make the crash look as realistic as possible. She then broke down in tears, and then he jumped up and surprised her by proposing marriage.
The fuck?
His explanation for this was, I wanted her to realise... Oh, hang on, he's Russian, is he? I wanted her to realise how empty her life would be without me, and how life would have no meaning without me. До свидания, comrade.
I want my bird.
She saw the funny side of the stunt and accepted the proposal. Yay!
It's like, oh my god, my boyfriend is dead.
No,
I'm not really dead. Marry me. I'm so
killed you in the head.
Yeah.
Oh, would have been boss if she'd actually done that.
Well, it said basically, it says, I was so cross I almost killed him again, but for real this time.
There you go, zombie.
Okay. Yeah. That's a stupid thing to do.
Oh, I can see what he was trying to do. You know, it's actually quite sweet. But, meh. Well, what's right, Ben & Jerry's. I heard about this week, and I thought I've got to put this in the show. It says, I'm going to have to talk about that one in a minute. I just want to add that one quick in a minute. It says, Ben & Jerry's is planning to sue a porn company on copyright issues. There's a porn firm called Ben & Cherries, and let's see, so it says that the titles of the DVDs infringe upon the copyrights of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Some of these titles include Boston Cream Pie, New York Fat and Chunky, and Peanut Butter D-Cup. The fuck?
I was going to say peanut butter D-Cup doesn't even make sense.
Peanut butter cups.
Well, yeah.
Like Rolos, but with peanuts in. Peanut butter. Yeah. It says that the appearance of the DVDs has also come on fire as they look similar to the packaging of the ice cream, except they're a lot less colder and more DVD-shaped. Yeah. So Ben & Jerry's is asking the court to stop the company Rodox Distributors from seeking unspecified damages, as well as selling and distributing the films. Now, it's saying here on the article that Ben & Jerry's are basically wants to talk, because they've used saucy names before, including Shreddy Balls and Caramel Sutra.
I saw Caramel Sutra once, and I was like,
oh. Well, Andy's just sent me a picture here of a Ben & Cherries cover for Chocolate Fudge Babes, which is black girls, essentially.
I found Boston Cream Thighs. I was just looking at to try and find out what Peanut Butter D-Cup was.
Well, whilst you're doing that, I'm going to move into my next story, which I've just spotted on the side there. This only came on before, which is why I didn't see it. It says, British tennis number one Andy Murray was surprised by two famous fans after reaching the final of the US Open. The 25-year-old was joined by fellow Scots Sir Sean Connery and Sir Alex Ferguson at a press conference following his win over semi-final opponent Tonish Berdych. Murray was talking to reporters when he was interrupted by a visit from the former James Bond star and Manchester United manager. It was the first time the Dublin native had met either man, and he stopped to pose for pictures with the pair and his mother Judy. I slapped her in the face with an open palm, because she's a fucking ugly woman. As the photographs were being taken, Murray, who was said to have told his mother that she smelled of wine, she then pointed at Sir Alex, and she then pointed at Sir Alex and replied, "He made me have wine, don't hurt me." Ferguson revealed it was not the first time he'd attended the championships. He'd been coming here for the last 3 years to New York, he explained. I explained to G how Scotland invented the world. Today we invented the wind. Connery added, "Today, Scotland conquered the world." After chatting with the surprise guests, Murray sat back down and told the waiting press, "It's great, it's obviously nice to have the support, hopefully they'll be back for the final as well." Yeah. So he's got to take on Novak Djokovic on the final, which is tomorrow, September the 10th. So we'll go, "Come on, Andy!" And if you lose, fuck you,
Please
Andy.
don't come on me.
So yeah, I just wanted.
Oh no, if you're a lady, then it's fine.
I just wanted to add that one in for you there.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I did find another one which I basically I opened just because of the title.
Oh.
Which was Iran media claims Zionists spreading homosexuality in bid for world domination. What? Yeah.
Tell us more.
Yes. Jews are financing the spread of homosexuality across the world, helped by the US and UK, according to a state-sponsored newspaper in Iran. Mashreg News Agency published its piece, Introduction to the Overt and Covert Aspects of Spreading Homosexuality in the World, last week, claiming to have uncovered a secret plot by Jewish financial and human capital, along with the West, particularly America and Britain. It attacked Jewish progressive movements for allowing gay and female rabbis, indicting them as part of the plot, saying, It is so important to Israel to support homosexuality that in the seminaries for conservative Jews, the rabbis agreed to accept gay men and women according to the rituals of Jewish religion. Spreading acceptance of homosexuality was one step towards world domination, according to the newspaper, because this abomination, an immoral phenomenon, would become commonplace and used to subjugate those who did not accept homosexuality. The US film industry was blamed for indoctrinating the world into accepting homosexuality, and said schools and Jewish universities were teaching homosexuality, saying the teaching was mandatory for all students in California schools.
What the fucking fuck?
This is crazy. Literary awards for gay writers were controlled by Zionists, the paper claimed, and said that if Western countries truly wanted to support lesbian and gay people, nations would offer free medical support to cure homosexuality. What the fuck?
Dude, that's crazy.
If support for
homosexuals stemmed from humane considerations or defense of human rights, it would be in the form of providing individual assistance to these people who need care and medical treatment to rescue them from the immoral actions that undermine the family institution.
And the piece declared Israel's Tel Aviv the world's gay capital, a claim which may shock Brighton and San Francisco.
Jeez.
Dr. Walid Wahad-Hag, an expert on minority groups in Iran, told the Jerusalem Post the article legitimized the execution of gays in Iran. They made a text not only to ridicule the West, but to provide a reason why Iran executes gays. That is fucking stupid. What? How can people actually think this in this time, in this day and age?
Dude. So, some people, no matter what you say to them, they will always have their opinions, and they will always be wrong.
Yeah.
Crazy bastards. Well, should we go out on a positive note?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about the man with the world's biggest dick then.
Okay.
Now, he talks later on in the article, so what should we do with him? Arnie?
Yeah. I was going to suggest that because we really need a list of what voices we have.
I did write one down, but I can't remember. Oh.
I'll have a look on your Facebook page while you're reading the article.
Okay. Right, so story we've got here then about the man with the world's largest penis. He's revealed he would not change himself if he had the chance. Of course he wouldn't. He's got the world's largest penis. Jonah Falcon from New York appeared on the This Morning Show in the UK on September the 6th to discuss how his penis has shaped his life. His penis is around about 8 or 9 inches flaccid, double the size of the average man at 4 inches. That's the average man, folk. Oh well. The 41-year-old added that his penis measures around about 13 inches erect. Falcon first realised that his size was unusual at the age of 10 when he measured his penis at 8 inches. He recently made the news when he stopped at airport security. Oh, it was this dude! Do you remember we talked about him?
Yeah.
Yeah. He stopped at
we asked if he was 10p price.
Yes, right, yeah. They thought he was carrying a foreign object in his pants. When asked by Holly Willoughby, if he had the chance to have a normal regular-sized penis, Falcon said that no, he wouldn't. He explained. Now we're going to do this one in one of our favourite voices, which would be Schwarzenegger. Okay, says he explained, no, because on the other hand, this is me. When I look down at myself, I don't see anything special. I still enjoy having something special. Everyone does. Falcon also admitted that he turned down repeated offers of work in the pornography industry, stating, I wear tight jeans, but I won't actually do anything in front of other people. Asked whether his penis ever causes complications in the bedroom, he responded, yeah, it seldom does, because of one thing, I'm very extremely into foreplay and maids. I'm very orally fixated, so I love making out and love orally pleasuring. Yes, I go down on the ladies. It was also revealed during the interview that Falcon had requests from celebrities, but refused to reveal their identities. He's been single since 1996, and admits that many date him due to curiosity, but the relationships don't usually progress much further than the bedroom.
Mainly because they're like, he hurts.
Single for 16 years, man.
That's why that band wrote. Hold on. Who wrote it?
What?
That's why REM wrote that song. Everybody Hurts. It was about all the sexual partners of this guy.
Okay.
Everybody hurts sometimes.
I don't hurt.
When they get
never bumped me.
Well, like I said, all the sexual partners of this guy.
Well, in that case, then I'm going to go off. I'm just going to leave you with one little thing that I noticed a friend of mine has just liked on Facebook. He's just liked a photo of He-Man and She-Ra in a compromising position for a cover of a faux book called 50 Shades of Graceful. So,
I'm sure we mentioned that before.
Maybe, I don't know, but it just made me laugh. Okay, so on that bombshell, we're going to go out then. All that's left to say is that you can contact us anytime you like. We're on Twitter, which is at 50footnerds, or our individual accounts, which is mine is at Mike G. Bell.
Mine's Waltz of Extoth.
And of course, you can catch Paul on at Auton Scouser, or indeed on at MLG Online. Email us, which is 50footnerds@gmail.com. And you can like us on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds. In that case then, my name is man with the world's largest penis, Jonah Falcon.
I'm Lando Calrissian.
Stop stealing my Easter eggs and geek out.
Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. 낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자 밤이 오면 심장이 뜨거워지는 여자 그런 반전 있는 여자 나는 선호해 낮에는 너만큼 따사로운 그런 선호해 커피 식기도 전에 원샷 때리는 선호해 밤이 오면 심장이 터져버리는 선호해 그런 선호해 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 지금부터 갈 때까지 가볼까 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 에이 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남스타일 에이 섹시 레이디 성숙해 보이지만 놀 땐 노는 여자 이때다 싶으면 묶었던 머리 푸는 여자 가렸지만 웬만한 노출보다 야한 여자 그런 감각 인간적인 여자 나는 선어해 점잖아 보이지만 놀 땐 노는 선어해 내가 되면 완전 미쳐버리는 선어해 근육보다 사상이 울퉁불퉁한 선어해 그런 선어해 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 지금부터 갈 때까지 가볼까 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 에이 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남스타일 에이 섹시 레이디 위는 놈그 위에 나는 놈 베이베 베이베 나는 뭘 좀 아는 놈 위는 놈그 위에 나는 놈 베이베 베이베 나는 뭘 좀 아는 놈 You know what I'm saying 오빤 강남스타일 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남스타일 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남스타일
If you've enjoyed the nerddom in your ears, then please follow us on Twitter at 50footnerds, or email us anything except spam at 50footnerds@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
Oh, one thing that I forgot to mention to you was that I was gonna.
I'm sorry.
With. I've got cancer.
But Christian Bale's taking me to Disneyland.
Yeah, Christian Bale just knocked on my door. No, it was about the dinosaurs on the spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
Did I tell you that when I put Connor in bed, he yelled, "Dinosaurs riding on a rocket"?
No.
Yeah, because we've been watching it earlier. He goes, "Dinosaurs riding on a rocket." I went, "No, dinosaurs on a spaceship."